Happy Friday night, guys. What's going on? Welcome to a really fun, casual, chill, laid out, happy holidays, or laid back, kind of holiday live stream here. I thought would be fun to do on a Friday evening during the holidays when nobody's got anything else to do. I kind of set this up and advertised this about a week or so ago. I'm like, we're going to come up here sometime during the holidays and we're going to drink some of Stone Cold Steve Austin's signature beer, some IPA. I'm going to order it and get it sent here. And I've had some trading cards that have been sitting with my baseball card collection, for the past 30 years. And I thought it would be fun as we get closer to 2021 to open up these things and take a look at them. Since they're from 1991, they're absolutely worthless. And I put two cameras here on the screen for you. So you guys can kind of see as I open them as we go here. But this is the box of cards. I picked these up at like a baseball card convention back when I was a baseball card collector for like $1 for the whole thing. Actually, I have two of them. There's another one behind me. So just thought would make for a fun stream to do. We can chat as we're going through these, look at some of these old school cards. I think it might be fun. We can answer questions in the chat, talk about SmackDown tonight, which just went off the air about an hour ago. Talking Smack also I believe had The Rock on there. I don't think he said anything that significant, but he was there as well. So we can kind of talk about that, talk about this weekend and shit like that. Scheduling wise, tomorrow, you're going to get kind of like an abridged Winged Eagle podcast. There's not much going on. We're going to talk about SmackDown tonight. And the Wednesday night shows were kind of just a little bit lackluster this week. So I think we won't spend much time on that either tomorrow during the podcast. So tomorrow's podcast will be primarily focused on wrestling news and TLC predictions. And then, of course, on Sunday, I'll be up here for TLC review after the pay-per-view. So that's what's on deck for the weekend. And tonight, we're just going to casually hang out. And like I said, we are going to drink some beer. First of all, happy birthday, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Today happens to be his birthday. I didn't plan it that way, but it is. So I put up a Twitter post, tagged him and this brewery, El Segundo Brewery, which is here in California. And I just decided to order a 12-pack of this finally because I do like IPAs. Been meaning to try it forever, and I thought it might be good to do on a live stream. So let's go ahead and crack it open. If you guys have a cold frosty beverage, feel free to get it out, but cheers to you. It's my first time ever tasting this. That's definitely an IPA, 6.7% alcohol. That's about normal. Some of them go up to as much as 9 and 10. I usually drink in this range, sometimes a 7. This is really good. You get everything. You get the hops, you get the citrus. Not bad. Like I said, I like IPAs, and this one is definitely meets the grade. I can't drink too many of these because now in my 40s, I've like reverted back into a lightweight. When I was young, I could drink every one of you under the table. I'm certain of it. Now, a couple of these is going to do me in. So we'll see how tipsy Good Mike gets tonight off the Broken Skull IPA. So happy birthday, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Cheers to you. Can I be heard, by the way? Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're good to go. By the way, I got a new microphone, in case you haven't noticed. Finally upgraded to one of these. It's this bad boy right here. Came highly recommended. Just came out recently. It's the Shure M7 podcast microphone. It's a little bit of an upgrade from the Blue Yeti that I was working with for about, 4 years. And I just got that one because it was simple, highly recommended, not too terribly expensive, plug and play and that sort of thing, and you're done. This one is also a USB microphone. And this one, there's another one. It's like the MV7, some shit like that. That's like the big podcaster one that most people recommend that plugs into an interface and things like that. But that microphone's extremely expensive. And then everything you need to go with it will total well over $1,000. This is relatively affordable. It's about $300 or less, and it's still just a USB microphone. But if I ever want to get really professional one day and upgrade, and use an interface and an in-between and all that shit that I don't know anything about, this comes equipped to do that. It's got like an XLR output. So if I ever wanted to upgrade my production, I wouldn't have to upgrade mics, and this one's got great reviews and everything, so I decided to pick it up and give the channel a little boost. You guys probably can't even tell the previous settings on my old mic just kind of plugged right into this one, but for me, just having a more reliable mic, the other one was giving me some problems here and there, so I thought it was time. So anyway, that's what we got. Brand new microphone on the channel as well, and I'm real happy with it. In terms of everybody that's here, 50 people. We'll see. We'll get into busting these cards open here in a minute. I just want to have some beer, answer a couple of super chats, and say hi to you guys. Johnny Silverhand. That's so funny. Rest in peace, Triple H. Oh my gosh. All right. So we got a few super chats. What's up, Tar? Good to see you, man. Thanks for the $5. Hello, all. Finally back for a live stream. Hope all is well. Man, you picked a fun one to be here for because, like I said, there's really no script. I got nothing written down except for some SmackDown notes, which we'll just get into as I open these cards. I'm not going to really treat this like a podcast. This is not a podcast, by the way. This will not be uploaded to the podcast sites or will not be available for MP3 download. This is simply YouTube hanging out, Friday night live stream. Back in the day when I started doing live streams, I used to come up on the weekends all the time. We'd go 4 or 5 hours sometimes and just talk shit. Yeah, Ernie. Still, I had to do my hair, man. Just chill out. Sometimes you got to get things ready. I can't come up here with this mop without combing it, at least putting some mousse in it. So give me a break, yo. Chill, man. Thomas, good to see you, man. Appreciate the $5 as well. Hey, good mic work. I bought a cameo message from Aubrey Edwards, and she was very nice and learned like she was likes the occasional cigar. That's interesting. I thought it was very cool. Yeah, she's cool. Saw her on the cruise. Everybody likes her. It's good to see, female refs not only out there doing it, but doing it well. She's kind of like, pretty much one of their lead referees there in AEW. So I like her. Girl Hebner's awesome. I have no issues with her at all. That's pretty cool. She's a good chick. Well, Martin Ken, good to see you, man. Appreciate the super chat, even though you don't have a message. Thanks for being here. And good to see you, JJ Leg and Rooster and Shanus and Let Us Cast. And who else is here? Stone Cold is here. That's good. JJ, Kyle, Michael Cuomo, good to see you. John Martin Barry is here too. Melissa's here. Big J. We got all sorts of it. And Ungovernable. And How Wheezy was the first one here. My man, How Wheezy, that's probably been waiting for me forever because I'm always late. There's Martin again with another one. Appreciate it. 4 a.m. here in the UK. Drinking Jack Daniels, watching good mic work. What could be better? When you're talking about wrestling, I think Jack Daniels is pretty much the liquor of choice amongst wrestlers, when it comes to taking shots. It's Jack all the time, every day. Yeah, SmackDown, man. Remember when go-home shows were like go-home shows? Remember when go-home shows were fun to watch? Remember when go-home shows were, you looked forward to them, and now it's just like Raw was shit. It drew the worst rating ever, I guess, on Monday night. Jesus, man. And then tonight, SmackDown, you knew you weren't going to see anything. We had a potential, I suppose, for a title change because there was a tag team title match. But other than that, it's just the same shit. That promo that opened SmackDown, Roman Reigns is phenomenal, don't get me wrong. But that specific type of promo, we've seen like 100,000 times in the ring. Guy comes up, babyface comes out to the ring, very mad at the heel, gets on the microphone. This Sunday, I'm going to tell my family not to watch because I don't want them to see what I do to you. We've heard that a million times. Then he calls them out. If you don't come out here, I'm going to come back there and looking for you. Then an enemy appears on the Tron, talks some shit, and then the babyface gets out of the ring, goes to the back and hunts, for the heel in the backstage area. Same thing every time, rinse and repeat. So it just didn't really offer me a whole lot, but that was at least something, The Sammy Awards were pretty fun. Sammy's hair is fucking out of control. I love it. Oh, congrats on the winter break, Stone Cold. I'm glad that this is the way you're kicking it off. Winter break is here, man. What is today? 18th. AJ, it's not just you. I think SmackDown is slightly better than Raw, but I think a lot of that is due primarily just to Roman. I think the basic, philosophy of the booking and how they do everything there is exactly the same as Raw because it's the same creative team as Raw. So, but, Roman is there and they got a little bit better, stronger storylines and quite frankly, a stronger champion than Drew. But that could easily flip, if they moved Roman to Raw. I think Raw would be the better show, I guess. Hey, Darren, appreciate the $5. Advice for when you've screwed up so bad you can't see the light in front of you. Kind of. I've never screwed I've made plenty of mistakes, but never so bad that I haven't been able to see a light. But I've definitely done some things that I regretted and stuff. And the only thing you can do is just fix it. Even if it sucks, you just got to do it and just put your head down and get out of it and find that light and get on the other side and then just put it behind you. Forget it never fucking happened. But you're going to have to do the work now. You're going to have to do whatever it takes, whether that be physical work or mental work or whatever, to get to that light. You absolutely have to do it because if you don't, you won't get out of the darkness. That's my advice. That's my advice. I don't know what specific problem you're dealing with, but I've never had anything too grim, but certainly have had my share of mistakes and things I regret, for sure. I don't know what's going to happen when Vince is gone. Probably not too much. I think there's, I've talked about this 100 times in the past. I think some things are obviously going to change. Some of the Vince's, off the cuff freakouts and decisions, knee jerk reactions and shit like that he might make that trips everybody up will probably stop because I think Triple H and people like that are a little bit more level headed. But their overall idea and what they're, clearly now, look, the ratings are the worst they've ever been, but the profits are as high as they've ever been. So, as long as that money's rolling in, do the ratings really at the end of the day matter? They mattered like hell in the 90s because it was a ratings war. The company that got the better ratings, made the most money. That's the way it was in the 90s. It is not like that now. So WWE, I think, could move all of their shit off of fucking cable. Well, actually, no, there's a lot of money in the TV deals there. But the money is just literally flying at them. So the networks, USA is going to have to decide we want to end this 35-year agreement because, the ratings are shit. And same goes for Fox and everything else. So if anything, maybe these bad ratings can be a good thing because then the networks put pressure on them and then they kind of get a fire lit under their ass. But even when that happens, it ends, it just runs out. So remember that promo? How many years ago was it now? Triple H and all the McMahons. We're going to start listening to you guys. Bullshit. The ratings they were bad then, and now they're only half of what they were then. Like it ain't good right now. It ain't good in ratings land in the WWE. Anyway, as far as what was worth talking about on SmackDown, because I want to start opening these. We've got, the Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns stuff that we saw. All that was good. The opening promo was good. The beatdown at the end was good. But a lot of it was stuff that we saw before. And, Jey Uso has been involved in that, ambushing Roman Reigns ambushing Owens and helping Reigns, put Owens down. So we had all that. Good lead into the pay-per-view. I think the match is going to be fun. Roman's winning, so is Drew. But I think they both have excellent opponents and should provide for some pretty good title matches at TLC, despite this, shit-ass booking. Street Profits did wind up retaining over Rude and Ziggler. Didn't think they'd really drop them here, but I was kind of thinking this match would be on the pay-per-view. But then that would put 3 tag team title matches on the pay-per-view. You probably don't need that. But based on the finish, which I tweeted before the match, I'm like, how much you want to bet we get a bullshit finish and then they do a rematch like on the kickoff on Sunday? We got half of it. We got the bullshit finish. I think we got, I think it was Montez pinning Rude with a handful of tights after Rude tried to pin him first with a handful of tights. And so they kind of cheated. I can see Rude and Ziggler now freaking out and, getting Adam Pearce or something to grant him a rematch at the pay-per-view. I don't know. That could happen. Riot Squad beat Billy and her newest tag team partner, Tamina, which I guess was just a week-long thing. Carmella's champagne toast was stupid. Oh my God. I know wrestling fans don't care and don't pay attention to this shit, but I'm a restaurant guy and I do. Carmella is out there with the champagne toast and she's talking about how the amount of champagne that touched her lips costs more than what people make in a year. She had fucking Corbel and Cook's sparkling wine out there. Neither one of those are champagne. Those are just California sparkling wines that are, Corbel's probably the best of the cheap shit, but it's still cheap. You can probably pick a bottle up for $12 at your local fucking Safeway. Cook's, you can probably get for $3 at your local 7-Eleven. There is nothing special about it at all. So I laughed at her the week before for having a whole table full of Corbel. And I'm like, you're acting like this is Dom Perignon or Veuve Clicquot or Perrier Jouet. Fuck off. So she's got the same table out there now, but now with even worse champagne. So that was funny. And then she got the glass smashed on, or Sasha got the glass smashed on her back or whatever. They're wrestling at TLC too. I'm hoping that Snoop Dogg's appearance in AEW won't make WWE take the belt off of Sasha Banks, which some fans actually think that. I kind of dismiss that as stupid, but then again, WWE's pettiness never ceases to amaze me or surprise me. So even though I think the fans are a little bit overboard on that, because that would be such an incredible waste of money and investment on WWE's part just to do that, just out of pettiness, I kind of think cooler heads are going to prevail there. So I hope she retains, but I don't care about the angle at all. Otis defeating Shinsuke Nakamura makes me want to just move to a cabin in the woods and become a minimalist. And the Sammy Awards were fun. Other than that, fuck SmackDown. We'll talk about TLC tomorrow and get into all the details on that. Feel free to ask me any questions you want about it as well. You read that USA wants adult content? It doesn't even matter. That, all the fans that have that like, oh, PG or TV-14 should come back, that doesn't mean shit. If you don't have compelling storylines and nothing, if you put all of this rinse and repeat nonsense in a TV-14 environment, how is that going to make it better? Because you're just going to say a couple of dirty words and maybe blade here or there. You probably won't even do that. It's just not that you can't go back to it. That's what some people don't understand. You can never go back. Oh shit. My audio didn't cut out there. You can never go back to when you're doing multiple cameras. There's a lot of wires to worry about. So I got shit everywhere here, but whenever you try to go back, it's never going to be as good as it once was, ever. You'll never recreate that. So it doesn't matter. It's got to be so much more than just the fucking TV rating. Maybe a more adult-oriented storyline, sort of, but if you still put them in the framework of how they do it now, where you kind of see everything coming, you know what they're going to say in a promo, when somebody's going to do a run-in, you just know everything. You can feel it. You can sense it now because we're so programmed as to the way WWE operates with their nonsense every single week on TV for 5 fucking hours. So we just kind of know how they are. So I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other, regardless of the rating at all. But anyway, good to see you, Bubbinator. Glad you're here too. Like I said, this is just a hangout, not expecting a big audience. If we have one, great. If not, fuck it. We'll have fun ourselves. And I'll commit to at least drinking 2 Broken Skull IPAs. But anyway, let's look at these trading cards because I've wanted to open these forever. Back in, when was it? I guess it was April. I did a video for my 10-year anniversary on YouTube, and it was at my old place. I have this big, awesome studio that I broadcast from now, but back at my old apartment, I went through all my collectibles. I went through my computer setup, and a lot of the memorabilia I have and my tape library and shit and all sorts of stuff. So that video is on my channel. You can check it out. It's right on the top of the page. I put a best of 2020 playlist up there, all like the special episodes and shit I did this year, like the cruise video and all the reviews I did of like classic pay-per-views. Those are all on the playlist. So that video is there. You can check it out. And in that video, I showed these off. I had 2 boxes of these, and I was like, you know what? Maybe in a future video, I'll open them up. So I thought that would be a fun, kind of easy, low maintenance kind of holiday video to do, since I wanted to do some extra content. So this will be perfect. So let's get into this. I had a little pair of scissors here. I'm going to try to open this up without cutting the box. Not that it matters. Here we go. I'll try to do my best so you guys can see this in both cameras here. Wow, that's the first time this shitty plastic has been off this since I bought it at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh, North Carolina for $1, and drove it all the way back to the shitty town I lived in and kept it and moved across country and still have these. How the hell do you open this? Most boxes of baseball cards come open right at the top. Well, what the shit? Oh, you tear it? Oh, I see. Okay, so it's got, I guess this shit comes out here. I don't know if I can do it. There we go. So I guess it kind of comes out like that. All right. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, wait. No, here we go. Damn. Boy, how about if I did a live stream where I'm opening up, those plastic like clamshell casing? Watch me try to open that and tell me we don't come from apes. My God, this is kind of the same deal. Oh, here we go. Well, I completely mangled the box, but it's open. So there we go. Packs. I believe there's usually in baseball cards, there would be 36 packs in one of these boxes. And usually it's about 12 to 16 cards. I don't know how many are in here. But, when you think about the WCW roster back in the day, how many wrestlers was on the roster in 1991? 35, maybe? I don't know. There's 36 packs in here. So basically each wrestler probably has 5 to 10 versions of a different card. There's probably a bunch of different flares and shit in here. That's the only way I can assume that they're doing this here. But anyway, we'll give these an open here. I'll try to do this in front of the camera as best I can for you guys. We'll see here. I don't even know if this other camera is going to work, but let's try to go this way. Here we got a Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious. Looks like he's choking out Sting there. We got Doom. It's just Doom, but it's got Butch and Ron on the back, but it looks like that's Ron Simmons, and I think he's giving a suplex to Arn Anderson. Help me out. If you can see it. Shit. Looks like Arn to me. You guys probably can't see it in the light, but it does look like there's an AA on his tights. So that's Arn. All right. Oh, we got Tommy Rich, and I have no idea who he's got. He could maybe have. No, Nash wasn't around yet. I don't know. Tommy Rich. Fuck him. Dutch. Dirty Dutch. That's awesome. Let me see if I can get this camera a little bit better position here so you guys can see what I'm doing. We got the Freebirds, but this is just Garvin. So I guess if there's one member of the tag team, they just put, they put the whole tag team name on there, Freebirds, but it's got Michael and him, who I think were the only two, I guess, maybe in the company at that time. Oh, I got to read the back of some of these here. All right, so Jimmy, of course, Jimmy Jam Garvin. His middle name is Jam, as in what you do when you're the greatest rock and roll band on earth. Some weren't buying it. So the Freebirds bought space in Wrestling Wrap-Up, Volume Number 2, Number 8, Page 15, to set the record straight. Their number 1 smash hit is in When Love Comes Down. That is fucking great. These things are worth nothing. There's a Luger. Looks like he's got Flair up in a bear hug there. Here, I'll put these here so you guys can actually see these. If not, the second camera might be pointless. There's Teddy Long, probably thinking and just pondering a fantastic tag team match of some kind. Here we got Sting. He is, there's no way that's anybody. He's just beating down a jobber there, although that could be, no, that's nobody. Terrific Terry Taylor. This dude bounced like a ping pong ball between WWE and WCW. I'd like to know if somebody wanted to research it, how many times he's been in both companies. I mean, he was back and forth. I think he did a minimum of 3 stints in each company, but I want to say it's like 4 each, if I had dating all the way back to the Red Rooster days. There's another Freebirds one. This looks like it's Michael Hayes. He's putting a chin lock there on Tommy Rich, and the same shit on the back. No, it's a little bit different. If you're wondering what the initials PS stand for, I was not. It's purely sexy. Judging from past performances against the Southern Boys and others, PS could also be short for pretty sneaky. It's not pretty when Hayes goes to work, but the job gets done. There we go. M Wall Street. Mike Rotundo, he would I don't even know who he's got there. Can't even tell. He would go on to become, of course, IRS. He was in WWE prior to this, and then when he would come back, they would change his name from M Wall Street to VK Wall Street. Ooh, gotta shit on Vince. And then we won't do this for every single card. I just thought we'd start like this. Luger, I cannot tell who he's knocking out there. Some blonde dude with a mullet. Could be Spivey, could be Laurinaitis, could be Armstrong. I'm thinking Anderson Armstrong, brother. I don't know. Luger, not the best card of him. Boca Raton, Florida. That's a nice place. I sent a couple resumes down there when I was thinking about moving there once. Lex Luger, a.k.a. the total package, looks down unmercifully on Sid. That's who he's got. Oh, Sid's hair looks long there. In one of their legendary battles, anytime this 1986 Rookie of the Year steps into the ring, you're bound to see arms and legs flying. I could not even tell that was Sid. Could you? Hair there? Yeah, weird. The hair, the luscious locks. All right, let's open up another pack. Try to go through this a little faster. Southern Boys, there's Tracy. Tracy Smothers right there. Southern Boys. Better known as 50% of the Southern Boys. Okay, I got it. It's oh, look at this. It's like a checklist. I remember these from baseball cards. You know, if anybody's interested, I don't know if anybody is, because most of my audience is probably rather young. I used to be a huge baseball card collector, and when I moved to the West Coast, I got rid of like all of my commons. Like I had a room full of just boxes to the fucking ceiling, and they're worthless. So I took them to a baseball card shop and donated them. But I did keep one giant crate of like what I consider to be the good stuff. And I was a big collector in the 90s. I stopped collecting around like 1993. The last big card that I got was a Derek Jeter rookie card. And then I was done. I was, into high school and I was driving and I didn't give a shit about baseball card collecting anymore. But up until that point, I had everybody, like all the big, the steroid era, all those guys, McGuire and Sammy Sosa and, and everybody, Ricky Henderson and Tony Gwynn and Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey Jr. and Cal Ripken, and not all these people did steroids, but of that era, all the big stars. I had multiples of the rookies. Every card that never came out of them, I would go and search them out and stuff. So I have a big baseball card collection. I could show that off in a live stream if you guys ever gave a shit. There's Arn Anderson putting down, who might be Terry Taylor. Yeah, that's Terry. We got Flying Brian. Who's he suplexing? Ric Flair, I think. Holy shit. There's Brian Pillman. He is suplexing the Nate. That's awesome. See if I can spot anybody on the outside of the ring. Nope. Flying Brian. Somebody tag Brian Pillman Jr. Tell him we're talking about his dad. There's Doom again. There's Ron. Looks like he's just about to kill somebody and then drink some beer. I liked Doom. I thought they were great. They should put the tag belts on them. Can't remember how long they were around before Butch left, but oh man, I'd pay to see a prime Doom against a prime Harlem Heat. Oh man, Bo Jackson. Yeah, I used to have another thing I have, and I still have them, is the Beckett's, the baseball card price guides from back in the day. And there's the classic one with Bo Jackson where he's got the the football shoulder pads and the bat. It's in black and white. Even those things at one point were worth some money. All my baseball cards were worth a lot of money at one point, but they, they're just overprinted. They're not worth dick now, unless you send them off to get them graded. There's El Gigante. He used to wear that ridiculous shit. I remember the first time I saw him on WCW, I was like, Jesus Christ. He was huge. So, of course, I knew exactly who he was. And Royal Rumble, I think I've told the story before. When did he come in? It was Royal Rumble 93. That year, I didn't get the Rumble. I got it most years, but for some reason, I didn't order it in 93 for whatever reason. But I did the thing where you would watch it on the Scrambled channel. And we've talked about that for people who are my age. Sometimes you could listen to pay-per-views while the screen was all scrambled. And I remember having the Royal Rumble on and listening to it, like up in my bedroom, turning it to the cable channel and listening to it. And when Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan started freaking out, who is that? Oh my God, I've never seen anybody that big. Without even seeing the screen, I knew it was El Gigante. I was like, that's got to be LG. Like the way they're talking about him, he's got to be 8 feet tall and shit like that. The only person I've ever seen in wrestling that's that tall was him in WCW. So when I, like the next day on TV or whatever the fuck, the next show I caught, it was confirmed that was in fact El Gigante, now repackaged as Giant Gonzalez. But I knew it. I don't know who Brian has got a hold of there, but there's Flying Brian beating the hell out of some schmuck. We got our Steiner brothers. There's Scott. He's just doing his little Steiner brother thing. Ricky Morton. Yeehaw. There's Sid again. Oh, Sid's putting the squeeze on Lex. Sid wore that singlet early on in his career, too. He looked better without it. There's Doom again. This time it's Butch Reed whooping up on Sting. And there's Sting climbing on the top rope, practicing for when he's going to be standing on the rafters. Let's do another pack here. There's Sid again in that singlet. Oh, he looks kind of good in that one. Actually, Sid looks quite impressive in that. That dude keeps working out. He'll eventually look just like me. There is Flair this time. Oh, Flair's suplexing somebody. Let's see if we can figure out who he's got his hands on there. Might be Luger. That's Brian Pillman. Yeah, that's Brian Pillman. Cool. I got that one already. Oh, yeah. Jim Ross and Missy Hyatt. This picture is on the cover of the box. I heard they fucked. Anybody know the story on that? Wouldn't be surprised, but that was a rumor I heard. Arn Anderson looking like a goddamn stud. There's Brian Pillman again. See who he's got a hold of there. Oh, it's like the Executioner or Black Scorpion or something. Some dude in a mask. Damn, there's Butch Reed press slamming Ric Flair. That's awesome. There's Giant Gonzalez again. Let's see what it says about El Gigante. 7'7", 435 pounds, shoe size 21. Do they all have their shoe size? No. This man from Argentina, beware, he's taking the Four Horsemen's dare. Standing 7'7" in bare feet. There's more than enough heat. Oh, this rhymes. To every hair on Ric Flair. Okay, I didn't say that right, but that's like a rap. Okay. Terry Taylor on the outside of the ring. He's a tag match there, but this would have been before Pretty Wonderful, so he's not tagging with Orndorff. There's Scott, with a real dog. The dog-faced gremlin with a real dog. Looks like a pit bull or something. Cool. Ricky Morton. Jesus, that hair, man. How did this guy get laid so much? Jesus. And there's a Sid again, this time in a red thing. All right, yeah, this is fun. Let's drink some more beer. Oh, I didn't know that about a Resident Evil game. That's cool. Missy's in a you shoot hoe bag. I bet she is. I've heard some stories about Missy Hyatt. That's the way the business was back then, you know? It's the way it was. Damn, Jonathan, you made some money then. If you sold these worthless things to some kids, that's great. I mean, I bought this whole entire box for $1, and like I couldn't give these away now. Like if I tried to sell these on eBay, nobody would buy them, and it certainly wouldn't be worth the shipping to get it to them. All right, there's El Gigante again. See, we got a lot of doubles here. Here's Terry Taylor with Arn Anderson. See, I'm wondering if they took these pictures like at one specific, because a lot of the crowd here looks the same. Like, or I wonder if these are just magazine shots that were turned into cards, or if they did like 2 or 3 shows and they told them, hey, somebody's gonna be there taking photos for the cards or whatever. I wonder how that all worked. I wonder if they even have any idea. Is that Garvin and Morton? I think. What's he got there? God, that hair. Can't get over that hair. There's Sid in a blue one this time. He's taking on Sting. Yeah, these look like live events. Oh, that's the same one we got earlier. That one as well. Well, then that one as well. And that one, we got all sorts of, all those next 5 were doubles. Those are the Luger, bear hugging, Flair, Jimmy Jam on the Freebirds, Dutch, and Tommy Rich again. And then here is Sting putting, looks like the Scorpion on Flair. Scorpion, Deathlock, and Luger. Hey, that's a good looking U.S. title. Doing an interview there with Jimmy. I like that card. Looks good. I like the green. Save that one. Sell it. All right, let's do this again. More. Here we go. Sting again, beating the... Yeah, see, that's the same match. So that's Sting and Sid. We got the Steiner brothers together finally there. I used to be impressed as hell with Scott Steiner. I remember... I talk about this match all the time. One of my favorite matches of all time. SummerSlam 1990 was Demolition and Heart Foundation. But prior to that match, when they introduced Crush, when I first saw him, because he had the face paint on and he had the mullet, I thought it was Scott Steiner. I thought Scott Steiner had come in. It took me a few minutes to realize he was way too tall, but that's who I thought it was. when Crush first debuted. There's Sid again, putting the beat down on Sting. That looks like a good match. Sting and Flair, that's a good one. Or it's a Ric Flair card, but he's smacking the shit out of Sting. Sting's got some awesome face paint in that one. There's Tracy Smothers again, another checklist. Arn, the same one. Brian Pillman. Oh, yeah, see, these are all the same. These are all the same ones we got. Am I really going to open this whole box? How can I? Ooh, that's a new one. Look at that one. I like that. Steiner brothers and the dog. Did they bring that dog to the ring? I don't remember. Did they do that because the Bulldogs were bringing Matilda? Well, Bulldogs were disbanded by that point, but still. I don't remember the dog. Did it have a name? Rover? I love that a card, Ricky Morton's card, has him getting offense put on him. That's some shit they do to Barry Horowitz. Who has got a headlock on him? I'm trying to look at his face. That is tough to tell. I have no idea who's headlocking. Ricky, let's see if I can get a good angle on the lighting there so it doesn't look like shit. There. Whose face is that? It almost looks like Bill Eadie or something, but it's definitely not him. Can't tell. Can't tell who that is. I don't like not knowing. This appears to be Sid, and I think Tom Zink with his little pink panties. That's a good picture. Look how high Butch Reed looks. Look how high he looks. Like, look at Ron's face. That's hysterical. They look like they just got their ass kicked, and they also look like Butch Reed's been enjoying himself. There's Arn Anderson. I can't tell whose face he's covering up there. Almost looks like Oliver Humperdinck, but that's not him. Damn, look at Dutch Mantel putting an abdominal stretch on some schmuck. That almost looks like Bob Orton, but I can't tell who that is either. There's a full Freebirds tag team. Yeah, Devlin, you can have any card you want. I'll send you the whole other box of these things if you want. So there's a meaner version of El Gigante. Got to use my other hand to do this. Look at Teddy Long. That's how you do it. Men, take notes. You want to impress a girl? Dress like that. Dress like that. You will be a sure thing. That's hot. That is fucking hot. Well, check out Sting. Doesn't he look like he's about to do the DX thing? Or the suck it thing? Oh, Terry Taylor. I love and hate Terry Taylor. There he is. Terry and the Freebirds again. This looks like Tommy Rich and Michael Hayes getting at it. There we go. Thanks for the $5 too, Devlin. You know, Devlin, I would never even charge you for this. I paid $1 for them in 1991. Can't believe I kept them because I threw a lot of shit away when I moved to the West Coast, and for some reason these stayed around. There's that same one with Brian and the Scorpion again. I'm starting to run out of room to put these cards. Let me move this so these cards just don't start falling on the floor. I gotta be very careful. I'm wrapped up in wires here. Since I got this new microphone, I need to get one more USB extender, and I don't have it. I haven't ordered it yet, so I'll order that tonight. But I gotta be very careful. This thing, the cord is like wrapped around my chair. There's Pillman. Saw that one too. Is that Butch or Ron? That's Butch. Press Slam and Flair. Another Gigante. Another Terry Taylor. There's a Rick one again. We've seen this. So now we're getting into double. No, we haven't seen this one yet. Who does Sid have? He's got Sting again. Looks like Sting. So this looks like this was a house show loop is what it was. This was like 4 shows, I think. And they just took pictures from these specific 4 shows, and that was it. Oh, that's badass. I like that. Check out that. Doom. They were great. They were awesome. I went to a W show. I think it was this year. Daniel, are you here? Was it 91? I think Doom was on the card. They came to Green. They performed in the very same building that I graduated high school in. Very cool. There's Tommy Rich again. Already seen that. Oh, I love that on Dutch. What a opium smoking pot-bellied hippie he is. I love Dutch Mantel. Check that shit out. He's the best. He's the best. Who does Hayes have there? I think that's Bobby Eaton that Hayes has got headlock on. It looks like Eaton to me. He used to wear bright ass pants like that. That might be, who the fuck is that? Luger's got a torture rack and somebody. That's definitely not Eaton, but that might be Tommy Rich. Why would he have Tommy Rich up on a torture rack? That could be Ricky Morton, actually. I don't know. Interesting. All right, keep going. There's Luger body slamming Sid. They never wrestled in WWE, did they? They never crossed paths, Luger and Sid. When were they there together? They wouldn't have been there in 93 during the Lex Express. They were there briefly in 95 when Sid came in to be Shawn's bodyguard. Someone on eBay is selling them for $200. Bullshit. I mean, maybe they're in better condition. These boxes were beat up, and they had previous price tags on them from whoever was selling them, and they kept marking them down. Like the price tags on there, it says $11, $7.50, $3, $2, $1, and I think I bought it for the $1. And then there's another one that says 1,000, but I don't think that's probably a serial number or something. $200. Somebody better not buy that. There's no way anybody like serious, you'd have to scam somebody. Any serious collector of shit like this would know that they are not worth $200 at all. They're not worth it. Like there's millions of these things. I still have a box left. Maybe I'll throw them on eBay. I'll sell them for $100. And so maybe if people are going on there looking for these and the only price they see is $200, well, this guy's just half price. Maybe we'll give it a shot. I'll throw it up on eBay tonight. Like seriously, I'll see what happens. There's Luger. We saw that one already. Body slamming Sid. There's a new one. That's a new one. New one of Rick Steiner. Yeah, even the rope colors are the same here. Oh, wow. Why don't I not know who this is? Wouldn't you, if you were looking at this card at first glance, wouldn't you think this is Lance Storm? That Luger's wrestling. I mean, he's a little bit beefier than Lance, but the red and white, who is that? Who the fuck is that? That's going to drive me crazy. WCW buffs. Who's the dude in red and white? Could just be a jobber, but he looks a little bit bigger to be a jobber. I don't know who Flair has here either. Almost looks like the Barbarian, but he's big. Flair's got a hold of somebody here. Not sure who. There's Tracy Smothers again. There's Sid attempting to press slam Sting. You know, it's Sting with the scorpion shit on us. Oh, I've been waiting for this one. This is the one I thought was the best card in the whole lot because I've seen it before. This one's awesome. Ric Flair. That's the crown jewel of the box. This is one I'll probably get 10 of by the time we're done opening this. Yeah, that's awesome. Ric Flair, world title, wore it like a champ. That's great. How's all this shit look on camera, by the way? I'm looking at YouTube right now. It doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's a good card. I like that. There's another one of Tracy, who just passed away this year. Rest in peace, Tracy's mother. It's just an arm, so there's no way to tell who he's got there. It's a good picture of Missy Hyatt. She was no Miss Elizabeth, but she was WCW's Elizabeth. There's another one of Arn looking pissed off. Would not want to make him mad. There's Flying Brian whipping the shit out of Flair again up in the corner this time. And Butch Reed with a headlock on Sting for Doom. All right, let's drink some more beer. There's probably Freebird stuff on the network. I don't know if there's like a Freebird playlist or anything, or how does what network do now? Can you like just search a specific star or people and then their shit comes up? Otherwise, I'm sure they're in a few shows. It depends on how much footage from the other promotions WWE has up there. I don't know. Their better stuff was prior to WCW, so that might be a little hard to come by on the network. I'm not sure. No, Ernie, Hogan or Dungeon of Doom wouldn't be in here. This was 91, so this is way before Hogan. This is 3 years before Hogan even got there. WCW was still kind of pretty fucking minor league around this point. Like I said, they ran a show in my hometown this same year that was in a little dirty-ass building, you know, a little hick-ass southern town. Like I said, those are the places they ran. So they weren't up to speed yet. But there's some damn good talent there, though. Look at Luger. That's a badass-looking torture rack he's got on Double A there. Looks like Arn is just in the process of maybe reversing that or something there. Damn. Oh, wow. That's cool. I think, well, no, 91 Nasties would have been in WWE. It's probably hard to see on this, but Scott there, let's see if that camera focuses it. If you look down in the bottom corner, the opponent's shoulder, There's a shirt on him, and it looks, well, you can't see it because it's not focusing, but it's kind of graffitied like Nasty Boys, but I don't think that's Nasty Boys. It's either that or a tattoo. I don't know. I like figuring out who they're wrestling. There's Sid and Sting, obviously, there. Sid loved that singlet in 91. I've seen that one already. Ooh. Oh, there's another one I want to know who he's got. I can't tell. It's not Bobby Eaton. It's probably not an Armstrong. Sid has got a chin lock on some poor schmuck. And I can't tell who that is. What does it say about Sid? Whoever said there's no such thing as monsters obviously hasn't gone one-on-one with this guy. Is he a monster? Well, at 6'9" and 316 pounds of pure power, most would give him the benefit of the doubt, the answer being yes. That's a long-winded answer, long-winded way to say yes. Yes, Sid had the look. If there's one thing he had the fucking look. And he kind of had the promos, too, when he wanted to, because he was so batshit insane. That Psycho Sid character, like, fit him so well, because he was kind of funny on the mic and shit, and he came off like a psycho. It worked out. I don't know. I have no idea who Ric Flair's got a hold of there, and he's about to put the figure 4 on some asshole with black tights. Tracy Smothers again. There's another one of Missy posing this time. I think that's our third Missy Hyatt of the day. Oh my God, Missy Hyatt. I remember in the Attitude Era, I don't remember when it was now, but her and Sunny, this would have been after Sunny was in WWE. She kind of gone down a dark road, and her and Missy Hyatt did like a naked spread or something. I remember seeing it in like 1999, but I don't know where. You guys can fill me in. Arn, we've seen that one. We've seen that one too. Ooh, Butch. I would not mess with Butch Reed. I like Butch Reed. I remember when he was in WWE, I remember thinking that he would be Intercontinental Champion. Just in my head as a kid. I was like, he's going to be like Ricky Steamboat or something to be Intercontinental Champion. And then, like years later, I think I might have been on Something to Wrestle's podcast. Bruce tells a story about how they were going to put the Intercontinental title on him. And then something happened. He went back or quit or whatever happened. But they were talking about it. And I'm like, I knew it. I just had a feeling. I was like, he was going to win the Intercontinental title, but he did not. There's another one of Dirty Dutch on his dirty knees. Looks pissed after a near fall or something. There's a Freebirds. There's a very happy Jimmy Jam. And I'm not quite sure, but I think Michael Hayes might be wearing guy liner. Oh, yeah, he is. He used to wear that sometimes. There's El Gigante with the come on, man. Come on, man. He's very mad. Damn. Sexy. Every time I see this guy, he just emits sexuality. Look at this guy. Teddy Long. Look at that outfit. That's not quite as good as the other one that we showed a minute ago, but that is pretty awesome. Again, men, take notes. You want the ladies, you got to do that. Seen that one with Sting, headlocking the guy I don't know. I think we've seen that one there. Terry Taylor. Sorry, I'm really bad with like directions and cameras. I'll get better. I've seen that one. Michael Hayes. M. Wall Street again. Luger, we've seen that one. Now we're really getting to the doubles. Oh, there's a new Sting. Oh, and a new Flair. Oh, both of these I like. Check those out. Sting and Flair. Nothing beats the one with Flair with the title, but that's pretty good. I'm going to save all the Flair with the title ones. We can all thank Eric Bischoff for not having a naked spread of Stacy Keibler. Why was that Bischoff's fault? Yeah, I've never actually had the cards themselves. Like even when I was collecting random stuff as a kid, I never had these. But I've had a box of them, but I've never like gone through them. I'm just throwing them out on the table here. They're completely worthless. Oh, Beetle 911. Hell yes. Of course. Just look at them. Just look at them. Hey, Melissa, what's hotter, Sunny or Missy Hyatt? Sunny by a mile. I mean, prime Sunny, of course. Sunny by 100 miles. Not even in the same goddamn galaxy. Not even close. But then there was a time where kind of neither of them were. How did Giant Gonzalez not win King of the Ring? Was he at King of the Ring? I don't think they put him in it. Oh, no, maybe they did. I remember, test my memory here. I want to say Giant Gonzalez was in a qualifying match. I think he was. I think he wrestled Tatanka, and Tatanka won by DQ and got into the tournament. If I'm right on that, I'm almost like kind of disgusted at myself that I remember a random fact like that from 27 years ago, but I do. Who does Sting got? I can't tell who he's got. Almost looks like a young Buff Bagwell, but he's press slamming somebody up there. There's Terry Taylor tossing Arn off the ropes. Whoop-de-doo. You got Jimmy Jam with a headlock on Morton. There's a better picture of Rotundo and Wall Street there. And they were, during this time, I guess it was around probably the Varsity Club time too in WCW. And then he would go to WWE pretty much as this character, but they just changed his name to Irwin, as Roddy Piper used to say, Irwin R. Shyster, because that's what WWE does. So they actually kind of used this gimmick because he was a very, actually it says here, his favorite maneuver. I was about to say he was like a stock market guy in WCW because of the Wall Street, but his favorite maneuver was the stock market crash, which, what did he use? Is it kind of like a cradle fucking thing he sat down? I forgot what his finisher was there. Michael Wall Street has a lot to smile about these days, besides having his opponent in his No Way Out stock market crash. Oh, that might have been a submission. His multi-million-dollar inheritance has made him one of the richest men in wrestling, say cheese. So, okay, so that's kind of cool. So he was kind of a take on the $1 Million Man. And then Irwin R. Shyster was a take of M. Wall Street that was also a take of the $1 Million Man. So it was like $1 Million Man morphed into Wall Street, into IRS, and then the two of them teamed up in WWE and won the tag team titles. That's pretty cool. Luger body slamming Sid again. There's that. We saw that one up. All these. Oh, yes. Got another one. All right. Those are all doubles, but we got another Ric Flair with the title. That's awesome. Putting that over here in my Ric Flair with the title collection. Oh, shit. What happened to the other one? No, I might have lost the other one. So whatever our count is at the end, we have to add one to it because one's buried in here. Michael, are you shitting me for real? I remember it being on TV. I remember because the qualifiers were on TV. Here's another thing. I don't think it was Raw. I think it was Superstars or Challenge or something. And that's when the match happened. Yeah. Okay. We've seen that Flying Brian one. Okay. All these are doubles. Oh, there's a new Gigante. Haven't seen that one yet. And this might be a pick from the same match. It looks like Pillman's got a masked man, but in the other one, I don't know if he was wearing the Bengal tights. So Pillman is about to hit a neck breaker on either the Scorpion or somebody. I don't know. I love those Bengal tights on him. Cincinnati. Another one of the Steiners. I think we've seen that. It's a pretty good card. Any tag teams like Steiners or something like that where there's the both of them, like the Doom picture was awesome. Those are my favorite ones. I don't really like the action picks so much unless they happen to be, off the top rope or something. Otherwise, just a profile of both of them, or like that one with Flair with the title. I hope we come across someone with Sting like that. There's Ricky Morton with an armbar on someone. That's boring. Sid is about to murder a man. Not sure who he's killing. I can only see his ass. And it's hard to tell who people are by their ass, but I could try. I don't recognize that crack. Ron. Right there. Wanting a tag in from Butch. There's Tommy Rich again. There's Dutch with an abdominal stretch on, I believe, Terry Taylor. Yeah, it's Terry Taylor. Oh, my God. Look at Michael's hair. My God. I'm jealous, Michael. Keep doing your thing, man. That's a funny visual, but this is the tail end of a leapfrog here by Luger over Ric Flair. But the look on Luger's face is pretty funny. All right, let's open another one here. There's a good one of Flair. It's a new one, too. I haven't seen that one yet. I like that green robe. Let's see what it says about Flair. We haven't read a Flair one. Oh, by the way, Ric Flair, just so, in case you guys are wondering, a.k.a. the Nature Boy. A lot of people don't know that. It was his nickname. Charlotte, North Carolina. Motto, I'm the latest and greatest. Is that his motto? Not to be the man, you got to beat the man. Not to what's causing all this, but the latest and the greatest? I disagree. Ric Flair is one of wrestling's leading men. He brings quickness, power, and plenty of flash to the sport. His reputation as a lady killer is well known and is only matched by his ability to master his opponents. All right. None of that is untrue. Southern Boys again, another checklist. This time it's number 95 through 129. Arn Anderson with the arm bar there on Terry Taylor. Ooh, that's a new Pillman one. I'm pretty sure Pillman is flying cross bodying Bobby Eaton. I could be wrong. Focus, camera. Focus. Come on. Come on, camera. You can do it. Well, maybe it's not going to do it, but I'm pretty sure that's Bobby Eaton that he's about to take out there. That appears to be Butch Reed and Scotty Steiner, I think. Almost looks like Steiner has no hair, but that's him. All right. There's another one of El Gigante saying, yeah, bring it, bitch. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one because he's kind of blurry because he's in motion. But Pillman here, you see how he's kind of blurry around his hair and around his arms? He's like just about to do a leapfrog or a drop kick. Probably a drop kick. Yeah. Look at his eyes. He's looking up. So he's about to hit a drop kick. But he's blurry. That's cool. I want to keep that one aside. There's the Steiner brothers. Looks like Rick with a headlock on, I believe, Rotundo there. There's another Bobby. Boy, Bobby Eaton's getting his ass whooped in every one of these. There's Ricky Morton giving probably a knee lift to Bobby Eaton. Yeah, see, look at Eaton's hand is right over his face. So he's about to eat a knee lift. Sid and Luger again. These guys battled a lot on this loop. Oh, this one's kind of off-centered. If this was a baseball card, this would fuck up your rating because it's not centered. And another one of Ron Simmons yelling out, damn. Doesn't he look like he's saying damn? Damn. God, my camera was focusing a minute ago. Now it's not. Let me try on this side. I love me trying to figure out which direction to... There we go. Now I'm out of focus and Ron is in focus. That's what I was trying to do. I'd rather not fuck with cameras. I'd rather put everything on autofocus. So sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Tara Rising cards? No, Devlin, I don't think so. Tara wasn't in at this point yet. Triple H came in, I'd say 93 and left 94, I think. So if I had to guess there. So yeah, this was pre a lot of like Austin wasn't here either. Austin wasn't here yet either. Otherwise he'd be in this set. I'm pretty sure he came in around this time though. I'm surprised we haven't seen any Austins. When did he fucking get there? I swear he was there from like either 91 or 92 to 95. And in 90, he wasn't quite there yet. I think he was Texas and shit. There's Ricky Morton. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, he's in no man's land. He's that's definitely Bobby Eaton in the green, and I don't know who's with him there. Might be Taylor. Not sure. Oh, I hated that move. I always hated that. The trapezius paralyzer move. Who did that? Yoko did that. Because he's big. He can't do it. Oh, no, or Andre did that. I think it was Andre that did. Andre would grab the trap and just hold it. Haven't seen that one either. Butch Reed. About to lay a hurting down on Sting. Seen that one. Dutch on his knees. Freebird celebrating. El Gigante saying, come on, man. Oh, well, I mean, even though we've seen this one before, we got to show it because he's just so goddamn sexy. Sting, we've seen that one. Taylor, we've seen that one. And I don't know if we've seen this one of M Wall Street. So I think that's the third Wall Street one. He's got a dude in an armbar. That might have been the same one from earlier. Probably about halfway through this pack. You guys falling asleep? Smash the thumbs up button for me if you don't mind. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to open up another beer in a minute, and I'm going to answer the super chat. Scott Moss, you're a Patreon supporter. Appreciate you being here, man. And thank you for the $9.99. You cover my network costs for this month. So you're paying for TLC tomorrow. I appreciate it. What's up, good mic work? Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, man. I have this set and love the old school WCW. Doom is the best. Can't believe Dutch Mantel had a card in here. Dutch Mantel had multiple cards in here. Keep safe, buddy. You too, man. Appreciate you being here, Scott. Some packages I can't open. There we go. Yeah, these are, man, I remember these back in the day. Oh, we've seen that one. I love that one. I'm going to keep that one, another one of those out. The Doom card. I just want to take the good ones. There's an ugly-ass Tommy Rich, another Dutch, another Freebird, same Luger. Ooh, there's a new one. Haven't seen that one yet. Or that one. That's a good one. We'll do that one too. These are doubles. That's a double. So maybe 4 we have to talk about here. These are all kind of new ones. I like this one. Jim Ross and Lex Luger. That looks pretty cool. Put it on this side. It seemed to focus better on this side. So he's doing an interview there. It looks like Luger's got the U.S. belt. This is back when Luger was rocking the beard for a while. He looked like a badass with the beard. And Jim Ross. I think my favorite Jim Ross was WCW Jim Ross. WCW Jim Ross and like Attitude Era Jim Ross. How can you not say Attitude Era Jim Ross? But I remember like when he came into WWE in 93, hearing his voice, even though I wasn't a huge WCW fan, I liked him. And I thought he brought like He brought some credibility to the action in the ring. To have somebody like him call a match between Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect instead of someone like Vince calling a match between Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect, I thought made a world of difference. And I loved Flair. Oh my God, Luger's even flicking his hair. Those stonewashed jeans. Let's see what it says about JR. Occupation, WCW co-host. Home state of Oklahoma. The two most difficult things to take away from a wrestler are his title belt, and once he's got a hold of it, the microphone. Still, it seems Ross is able to get in at least a few questions of his own and his own licks. He's almost always quoted in the last pages of Wrestling Wrap-Up. What the fuck was Wrestling? That must have been their magazine or some shit. I don't remember. There's a good one of Sting. Haven't seen that one yet. Pink. Look at Sting wearing pink and black and doing a sharpshooter. I don't know. Gimmick infringement, motherfucker. There's Terry Taylor. Like he's going to say something important. What are you going to say, Terry? You can cut a promo on the mic? I'm not scared. And of course, probably one of the biggest wastes of money in WCW history, the fucking Z-Man. They threw a ton of money at him. I like Tom Zink a lot. He just passed away too, not recently. Might have been this year or last. But when I was younger, I was a big fan of the Can-Ams. The Can-Am Connection was like one of my favorite tag teams in WWE. I liked them together, that they looked good together. And I thought they would look great with championships around their waist. And I remember when Z-Man left, but back then there was no like really ironclad contracts or anything. So WWE didn't really have a way of explaining it on TV. They just had Martel cut a promo. It was like, my partner quit on me, which was the truth. But I remember being so bummed out because the team was now dead. But they instead replaced Tom Zink with Tito Santana, which made the team 10 times better. So I landed on my feet with that one. Strikeforce was a good team and should have stayed around longer. Underrated. Two of the best, man. Tito and Martel. They were together fucking 6 months. Bullshit. Oh, yeah. I wonder what Jim Ross is up to these days. He's a line cook at a Phil's barbecue out in somewhere in like North Texas, I think. Makes minimum wage. It's doing well. Still has a cowboy hat from what I know. Oh, yeah. I think everybody that we've seen or are going to see it, we've seen. I don't think Johnny was here yet in 91. Johnny B. Bad, I think, was more around 93 to 95, I think. Somebody Google it or Wikipedia it or whatever. We've seen that one of El Gigante, seen that one of Pillman, and that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. We saw that. Wow, this whole one. Well, yeah, that whole entire pack was doubles, but we got to at least show Teddy because he's wearing it. Damn, we got a lot of packs to open. We'll get through it. This is I want to say this out loud just for the record. Tonight is a Friday night, and I am sitting here on the internet opening professional wrestling trading cards from the 1990s. Yeah, I know. I got to beat him off with a stick, right? I know. Tell me about it. Jeez. There's Terry Taylor about to deliver a pile driver to some white trunk wearing schmuck. I can't tell. Oh, that's Double A. I'm sorry, Double A. You are not a schmuck. You're awesome. We've seen that one. I got to start making a pile over here. Let's go here. Oh, there's one. I haven't seen that one yet. That looks like Z-Man and Pillman delivering an elbow drop to either Hayes. I don't know. What the fuck? Who is that, guys? Help me. Help me, old people. Is that Hayes he's dropping the elbow on? It's definitely Pillman holding the arm. It says Zink coming off the top, and that's either Hayes. It's not Jimmy Jam because his hair's blonde. It's not Eaton because his ass is too beautiful. I don't know who it is. Help me out, y'all. Luger is pinning, and somebody's kicking out. That person looks strong. Actually, it looks like he's trying to pin Jim Powers, but I don't think that's Jim Powers. I don't know who that is. No, haven't seen that one yet of the dog face. It's pretty good. Robbie Steiner. There's Sting putting a hurting down on Luger there. The fans, I'm sure, all 26 of the fans that are there are counting along to the count of 10. Seen that one of the Steiners. That's a good one. Yeah, I'll put these here so you guys can see them when they hit the bottom. Sid and Sting in the corner. Don't think we've come across that one. That's Sid Vicious's card. It says different shit every time. This one for Sid says, ever since Sid Vicious became one of the Four Horsemen, his favorite guy to beat up is Sting. Arn Anderson, another horseman, this is prior to the scissor fight, warns Sting, Big Vicious is watching you. He has been programmed to hunt you down and destroy you. Are you memory mapping poor Sid and programming his brain. That's fucking awesome. They should do a storyline like that. Maybe they are in NXT with Xia Li. I don't know. We've seen that Flair and Sting one. We've seen that Smothers. Oh, this is a perfect spot. You guys can almost see it in the camera there. There's another checklist. Fuck that. And there's Arn Anderson pinning the same guy again. I'm going to go get another beer. Just hang tight. Actually, I'm going to put the screen on black because I have to do a really funny step over thing to get over this this cord without killing myself. So just hang tight. I'll be back in a second. Let's try not to kill myself here. Oh, I made it. All right. Stone Cold IPA, number 2. I'm coming back. Oh, this is not pretty. Yeah, my ass would be right in the camera if I had that on right now. Okay, I mean, it's a nice ass, but you guys do not want that. Here we go. What the hell did I do? There, I'm back. All right. Broken Skull IPA, number 2. So foamy. It's really good though. Like if you people who like IPAs, you'll love this. Like this is just, it's perfect. It's not too crazy strong. Like I could probably have 3 of these without fucking wandering out in the street. So you'll be fine. So if you like IPAs, pick yourself up one. I paid a lot of money for these only because I didn't care and I just wanted to do it for the purposes of the video, but I paid like $70 for a 12-pack with shipping, when if I wanted to, I could have driven all over San Diego. These are around town somewhere. It's just, it's a big city. I don't want to drive all over the place. So I said, fuck it. Let's just have it come right to the front door. That'll be easier, but I'll never do that again. If I buy these for casual drinking, then I'm going to go try to find them, but for the video, what the hell? Maybe for the year-end video, which is actually coming 2 weeks or 1 week from Monday, 28th. Big Q&A. You can send your questions over to goodmicwork@gmail.com, and I'm going to do a social media post for it too. But maybe that night I'll crack open the Jericho Bubbly. I have it right up there. It's certainly better than the shit Carmella was drinking tonight on SmackDown. So maybe we'll open some bubbly for that. There's that Luger one again. I like that one with him and Jim Ross, or the Jim Ross one, excuse me. That one is good. We've seen that Sting one. We've seen that one. We've seen that. We've seen all these. Uh-oh. Yeah, we've seen that. Have we seen that Steiner one? I'm not sure. We've definitely seen those. All right, so that whole pack was doubles. That's probably the way a lot of this is going to be. But I'm sure we'll find something. Oh, there's a new Tommy Rich. Haven't seen that. Again, I think he's holding on to a jobber. I can't tell. New Tommy Rich. Oh, there's Dutch putting a hurting on Terry Taylor. I'm curious what, you know what I should be looking at and paying more attention? The numbers on these. Where's that Flair one? What's the number? Is he 1? Ah, see, this is what annoys me. So this Ric Flair one, this one that I love so much so far, it's my favorite card. It should be number 1 in the set, but it's number 44. What a random number. It should be number fucking 1, man. I want to know who's number 1. If any of you want to Google this and find out who number 1 is so I can look for it, let me know. 1991 WCW trading cards. See if there's a listing of the set. There's probably not. Dutch, yeah, we've seen that one of Dutch, seen that one of Hayes. Oh, that's a good one. That's another probably one of the best ones in the entire block here. Lex Luger, press slamming Ric Flair. I saw this live the same year when they came. Damn, that might be the same building. That looks a lot like Minji's Coliseum. Holy shit. But I don't think that's the same show. But this match, it was like a tag. It was like Luger and somebody against Flair and Arn or some shit like that. Or maybe Flair was a babyface then. I don't remember what the fuck. But I saw this exact spot. I saw Luger press slam Flair and slam him down live. And based on the balcony there, I thought that might have been actually the same building. But I don't think so. Let's see what it says about Lex. Ric Flair looks for a landing zone as Lex is about to inflict a gorilla press slam. Lex, a former professional football player, has used his brute strength and cat-like quickness. Cat-like? I don't think so. To become one of the pro wrestling's most feared contestants. When I think of cat-like, I think of Macho Man Randy Savage. I do not think of Lex fucking Luger. Ooh. Teddy again. Looking fly. I mean, it doesn't get any more fly. It's like the top of the fly scale. Awesome. Sting, we've seen that one, him press slamming the J-Brone. That one we've seen, that one, and Wall Street again, Luger, Steiner, and Sting. Yep, that's the one where I thought Sting was beating up Lance Storm. I can't tell who that is. Let's move some of these out of the way so I've got some room for the pile. Fucking Monopoly in here. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah, no, Austin would always drink, I think it was Coors Light. I think Coors was what he drank. Coors or Bud Light. It was always super light beer. Yeah, he wouldn't be pounding these down and running these down his face. I mean, if you were going to buy one of these, like a pint, or like just get like one of these in a brewery, That'd probably be a $9 beer, I think, maybe even more in a brewery or something. So yeah, and plus this stuff is super strong, and you can pound Coors Lights all day long. These are a different story. All right, another pack. Here we go. Ricky Morton. Oh, there's a good one of the Southern Boys. I like that. That's good. That's a good one. Ooh, Sting. Oh, here's Sid. Not Sting. Sid. I love figuring it out. So this time Luger would have been. I'm sorry. Now I keep saying Luger. Sid would have been heel. When the fuck did he go to WWE? He was about to go to WWE around this time. So he is powerbombing who might be Luger there because the body is pretty good. But Luger is about to nail a powerbomb. Or Sid, excuse me, is about to nail a powerbomb on who I think is Luger, but I don't know. No, there's a Flair and Sting. That's a new one. I don't think we've seen that. Flair's about to put the figure 4 on Sting. And Sting's like, please, no, Nature Boy. God, no. Do not do that to me. That's an ugly one. Oh, yum, yum. Here's another one of Missy Hyatt. So this is the 4th Missy. This is a new one. Whenever the woman does the end of the glasses in the mouth, it's always hot stuff. Is it not? Missy Hyatt. This is the side to do it. This is the side that the camera likes to focus on. Yeah, I like that one of Missy. Right on, girl. Arn is about to, hopefully, no, he's not. That move wasn't invented yet. He's probably going to ram his leg into the post, but he could also be putting him in the Bret Hart figure 4 around the ring post. That looks like Brian Pillman and Jimmy Garvin. Jimmy also rocking the eye makeup. Back then, it was still, I guess, okay. Ooh, there's another one, in motion one, where it's kind of blurry. Is that Flair? I'm assuming that's Flair, but his hair looks shorter. Unless it's just flailing in the wind, but this one's cool. This is Butch Reed whipping the shit out of Ric Flair. That's kind of awesome. Look how happy El Gigante is. He is super fucking happy. Taylor and Arn, we've seen that. Oh, see, okay, so this one we've seen of Scott Steiner, but this is right after Scott would do this. Scott would do this motion with his hands right after. I think it was like a gut wrench. It was almost like a gut wrench power bomb. He'd throw him down and he'd do the thing. He definitely just executed that move for sure. And we've seen that one of Ricky Morton. Okay. Now we're getting down. We're getting down to the end. We're close. See? There's the bottom right there. So we're getting there. Does anybody want any of these? Should I save like 5 packs just to send them to you guys and do a fucking giveaway? I don't think you want any. I totally will. I don't give a shit. You guys can have some of these, or I can just open them all and send them to you. There's another Steiner brother. It's so weird when they put the Steiner brothers, but it's one Steiner brother. Why doesn't it put, like for the Rock and Roll Express, or I guess Robert wasn't there. I haven't seen a Rock and Roll Express card. So I guess the reason why Ricky Morton has this card is because Ricky was there as solo, which sounds about right. Or Gibson was hurt. Don't remember. But with the Steiners, like this one, you already don't have enough stars to make up a full box of cards. So why do you put the tag teams together? Break them up. Do a Scott and a Rick. What the F, yo? Oh, I don't think we've seen this one of Sting. He's got the world title with him. That's awesome. He's got it in his hand. That's cool. There's the Southern Boys or Sid doing the power bomb again. We've seen the Flair one. That, I believe, that might be Dutch and Smothers there. Oh, there's that Missy Hyatt one again. We're getting a lot of those. Glasses in the mouth. We've seen that one of Arn. We've seen that one of Pillman, Doom, Gigante, and Taylor. Seen all those. All right. Yeah, here, what I'm going to do, I don't know how I'm going to get these to you guys. We'll just do like a random thing on so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take 5 packs out. I'll save 5 packs. And if you guys really, where am I looking? If you guys really want these, I'm going to hold out these 5 packs. I'll figure out a way to give these away like in the next podcast or something. I'm going to put these right up on my shelf. 5 packs. I swear to God, I will mail them to you. Okay, we've seen this one of Missy Hyatt. And Devlin, you're already penciled in for one, so don't worry. You don't have to win the contest. There's Missy Hyatt there, which means I'll put in 6. There we go. Arn Anderson. Flying Brian. Oh, that's a good one. Have I seen that one yet? That's Brian Pillman and Ric Flair. This looks like Brian's got a headlock and Flair is punching him in the stomach because Brian is like wincing. Doesn't it look like he just got punched in the stomach? Y'all tell me. Oh, what's up, Chris? Thanks for the 5. Would Scott Steiner do that pose after doing the Steiner screwdriver? It was a suplex pile driver type move. Oh, maybe that's what. Maybe it wasn't a gut wrench. It was a double underhook. It was the underhook. It was almost like suplex pile driver. Oh, maybe that might be more of a driver. But he also did the move that I'm thinking of that he does that is not a gut wrench. It's a double underhook, like kind of like a beginning of a Pearl River plunge or something. But he lets him go and kind of it's like a double underhook power bomb kind of thing. And he lands with him, but he doesn't land on he lands on his knees. That's usually when he would do that motion. I'm trying to think of the suplex pile driver type move. There's another one, mean looking one of Butch Reed. Looks like he's about to kill you. Seen that one of Brian. Seen all of these. Now I've seen that one of Dutch too. All right, we're only down to about 7 or 8 more packs left. That's kind of cool. Seen that one. Checklist. Pillman. All these we've seen. There's another in motion Pillman. I want to save that one. Might not have seen that one. I think we've seen all these except for maybe this one. Luger and Sid again. Luger's choked out on the ropes. Looks like he's about to die. He'll be fine. There's Dirty Dutch on the back of these. Did we get to that one yet? Have we seen that one of Missy Hyatt? Just kind of like a headshot of her. Let's see what it says about Missy. She's number 159, by the way. Tallahassee, Florida. Never knew that. Missy Hyatt's nickname. I think we can think of a few. I'm kidding. Missy Hyatt's nickname, the Glamour Queen of Wrestling. I like the First Lady of Wrestling better, if you ask me. Fits her as snugly as one of her sweaters. Oh, dear. It's no wonder she continues to win recognition with honors such as being voted sexiest wrestling superstar in 1990. That's debated. And by Pro Wrestling Illustrated readers. By the readers. Well, the readers are stupid because Elizabeth was around at that time. So was Sherry. And they both beat her, if you ask me. Arn Anderson, flying Brian again. I don't know if we've seen Butch Reed with the headlock on Sting. We might have. Definitely seen those two. Yeah, we are getting into double land here, double territory. Yeah, we've seen all those. Good. I'm glad I held those extra packs out because... Oh yeah, perfect. That's your birthday present, Devlin. You get a case of or a pack of WCW trading cards from 30 years ago. Good Mike, where he's so generous, just sending out shit that's worth 8 cents in the mail to people. So nice. Oh, I don't know if we've gotten this one yet. I like this. Handsome Devil. Jim Ross. I don't think we've seen that one yet. That's a good picture of him back in his younger days. How old would a JR been back in 1991? Look it up for me. Let's see what it says on this one. Favorite hold, the microphone. Okay. Ross brings a steady stream of banter to the arena and has one of wrestling's most prolific, as one of wrestling's most prolific commentators. Sorry, he's a native Oklahoman, and as the license plate says, he's okay. Does this license plate really say that? Or maybe, I don't know. Oh, I get it. Okay, Oklahoma. If it wasn't for his contribution to the sport, wrestling would definitely be at a loss for words. It's a weird way to phrase it. Wrestling would just be at a loss if JR wasn't around. I like that one. I'm putting over here with my Flair pile, my Flair and Pillman pile. Pretty good one, a Sting. I still want a Sting one with the belt around his waist. That would be awesome. I've seen that one. Oh, that's a new Freebirds one. It's Michael Hayes, but he's got a headlock on. Can't tell. Some blonde fucker. Everybody was blonde back then. There's a good one of the Z-Man. Haven't seen that one either. There's a new one. So we're near the end of the pack here, near the box, and we still are getting ones we haven't seen. Haven't seen that one of Z-Man yet. Oh, that's cute. Lex Luger and Sid Vicious are dancing. I think they're dancing. I don't think it's what they do in Pulp Fiction. I don't know the name of that dance, but they're dancing. Steiner, we've seen. Oh, ask and you shall receive. I literally just said, I want Sting. One with Sting with the belt. Ripping off Bret Hart again, too. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Pink and black. World heavyweight title. Love that belt. Can I get the light to make it look better? No, guess not. That's what I wanted. I was like, give me one with the belt around his waist and like a full profile shot. You can see it better down here? Yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. Ooh, that's good, too. That's a good one. This reminds me of the Bockwinkel Perfect match from AWA. It's kind of a similar visual, just with less blood. But this is Flair and Luger, figure 4. Right on the mat, a lot of screaming. Looked like Luger or Flair's got it applied on him. Putting a hurting on Luger. I saw that one already. There's Sid choking out Luger. That's a new one. Get a look on his face. Damn. See if I can get that really close up for you. Check out his face on that one. Luger looks... I'm sorry, Vicious looks psycho. Have we seen this one or not? We have, because I complimented the green robe. There's Flair again, and there's another one of Scott Steiner. And we are down to our final 4 packs. Here we go, guys. Yo, yeah, when is the actual birthday? Oh, 1 month. Oh, Jesus. You got a whole month, Devon? Goddamn. All right, we've seen that one. Seen that one. Oh, there's a good one. I like that. Haven't seen this one yet. Flair in the suit. In the 1991 suit. Look at that. It's probably made from recycled tires and has a neat little zip-away hood. Who's the woman? Who the hell's the girl with him? I like it. That's a good one. I've been waiting for one like this, too. That's a good Flair one. Flashing up the digits for the 4 horsemen. I like it. Southern Boys, we've seen you. We've seen that. All these. There's Missy. That's our 4th one of Missy doing the eyeglass thing. Yeah, we've seen all those. All right. Let's get down to the final. Oh, no, now there's 4 left. There was 5 left. Excuse me. January 11th, you're going to be 23. Holy shit. Double your age almost. All right. Yep, there's Scott doing that. Oh, I dropped it. It's gone. But he was doing that pose we talked about. You're just going to have to believe me there. Have we seen the chin lock on Sting? I don't think we've seen the chin lock on Sting yet. By Vicious. We've seen that one. We've seen that one. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Teddy. Teddy Long, I'm sorry. You were, up until this point, the sexiest man in wrestling history. No more. Ladies and gentlemen, may I give you Dutch Mantel. Oh, look at that hairy chest. Tell me that ain't what it's all about. Men, again, you want the girls? Grow that shit out, bro. What's his weight? 228 pounds. Well, I guess that's probably about right. That's so hot. I'll put that right down there just so you guys can look at it some more. I want you guys to look at it some more. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, you see it, don't you? Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a new one of Jimmy Jam. Haven't seen that one yet either. That's pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry, Dutch. I'm covering you up. I'm very sorry. Luger's got a bear. Have we seen this one? Luger's got the bear hug on Flair. I think we've seen that probably more than once. That one again. I'm going to keep this one too. I think I forgot to leave it out last time. But I'm sorry, Ross and Luger. I like that one. That's a good one. We'll keep that in the pile. We've seen that one with the Scorpion, and we've seen all those. Okay. Final 3 packs, y'all. Come on. Just take it in. Take it in. Just easy. Deep breath. You got it. There you go. There you go. You want more? Here. There you go. You love it. Don't pretend you don't love it. I know, y'all. All right. Let's see here. We got El Gigante again. I like it when El Gigante is happy because he freaks me the fuck out when he's mad. Terry Taylor, we've seen that one of you. Steiner and the dog. Ricky Morton and his mullet. Vicious in his singlet. There's that one. I want to keep this one out because I forgot to last time as well. Or no, I didn't. I think I put it on there. There's the Doom one. I like that a lot, but I think that's over here. Yeah, already got one pulled out. Cool. Dutch in his little hippie outfit again. Seen all that. There's that Jim Ross and Luger one again. So this is probably the same picture. Remember just a minute ago when let me find it. When I was like, I really want a picture of Sting with the title around his waist, and I found that one. Well, then there's this one. Making his way to the ring. It's probably... Whoops, wrong one. I do not what I'm doing. That's probably the same match. What's up with the pink? Like, look at the top of that. I've never noticed that before. Like, look at his shoulder pads. Like, I watched a lot of WCW around this time. I don't remember Sting just flat off fucking ripping off Bret Hart. Well, 91. Bret Hart might have ripped him off, actually, because Bret's shit didn't look like that until later. But he's even got the shoulder pad things. That's fucking weird. All right, 2 more packs. And then that's all she wrote on this. Then I'll just answer some questions and hang out. There we got Tommy Rich and Hayes again. Oh, that's a new one of M. Wall Street, or Mr. Wall Street. We haven't seen that one. He's got a funny look on his face. He's got a really funny look on his face. I think that he's enjoying himself too much. That's Bray Wyatt's daddy, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Interesting look on Wall Street's face. There is Luger. I don't think we've seen this one. And we haven't seen this one of the Steiners. Look at that. We're down to our final 2 packs, and we're still getting a couple we haven't seen. That one here of Luger. Dude needs to hit the gym more. He's fat as hell. And then here's one with the dog. Here's the dog again. What was that dog's name? How long did they carry the dog around? If they named that shit Matilda, I'm going to be pissed. Where'd the rest of them go? All right. Oh, there's a couple new ones. Let me go through all these here. Okay, so there's at least 2 new ones in here. Here's a new Flair. Haven't seen this one yet. This one's good. Ric Flair, as Dusty Rhodes would say. That one's good. I like that one. I'm keeping that one a Flair. Sting getting double teamed here in the corner. Or it looks like he's got a partner with him. Looks like Sid and Luger and what the fuck? Oh no, okay. I can't tell what's going on there. Southern Boys again, Sid again, Flair again, and then that one's interesting. I like that one of Ross and Missy Hyatt. And that leaves us with our final pack. I'm keeping 6 packs out. I'm going to send them out to you guys since some of you claim you want them. So we'll send a couple of them out, and you guys can hang and see what you get. Tweet me your pictures. Seen that one of Michael Hayes. There's the Leapfrog again. Another one of Jim Ross. Saw that one a couple times. I don't know if we've seen this one of Sting. Not sure. Not sure if we've come across this one. Just flat out Sting sitting there. I'll put that one over here. I've seen that one. Z-Man dancing. Oh, yes. Cool. I got 2 of those now. Yeah, we've seen all these. And I found another Sting with the title belt ripping off Bret Hart. So there you go. That is it for that. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to take a quick pit stop, and then I'm going to be back in like literally 5 seconds if I can remember which one to hit. All right. Excuse me. Give me 30 seconds. I just have to step over these cords. I'll be right back. I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Let me just step over these things so you guys don't have to see my ass. There we go. I think I'm back in. And we're back. Sorry about that. That first beer went through me. Oh my God, if you guys could only see this this area here. Look at this. Fucking everywhere. Shit. I'm wearing my jammies right now. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So that's that. We opened them up finally after all this time. Let's go down here and see if there's any other questions to talk about. I thought it was going to be 5 seconds, Zane G, but it turned out to be more. Dutch is the new Tori Wilson of the channel. He is. That is sexy stuff, man. Oh, I didn't know Bischoff was the one that talked her out of it. That's all right. The only reason to really do that is for a payday. They probably would have paid her well, but hell, she went on to like date Clooney and stuff. What the hell does she need to do a Playboy spread for? Zane G, I don't know. You know what? I'll pencil you. So you and Devlin are grandfathered in because you've done a lot of super chats. So just if you're on Twitter or something like that, or just email me your address and I'll mail it out to you. The other ones we'll do. I'll just figure out some way to just do a giveaway or something on the channel. And if it gets really crazy and everybody wants a pack, I got a whole nother fucking box, man. I can send out as many packs as I want, really. But I just figured I'd pull out a few just to do. So you and Devlin, make sure just shoot me your address over to my email. That way I just have it and I can't lose it. Well, Devlin, you can DM me on Twitter yours, but email's probably best for everybody else. That way I don't lose it because I lose everything. Oh, I was back today, by the way. I got back on Twitter today. I was in Twitter jail for a week. So I got to be back on Twitter and make some tweets during SmackDown. That was fun. during the shitty SmackDown. Oh, I'm just reading some tweets. Oh, some of that's interesting. Thanks for tagging me in some of that shit. Life of Brandon, you want to pack? All right, we'll work on that. I just gotta. What is the next? What did I tell you guys that I'm gonna be here next? I'm gonna be here tomorrow. Maybe I can figure out something by tomorrow. We're gonna be up here tomorrow predicting TLC, but we're probably not gonna do too much on the Winged Eagle other than that. I think Dynamite was one of the weaker Dynamites I've seen in a while. I wasn't too impressed with that. NXT was cool because Karrion Kross came back and stuff, and they're set up New Year's Evil. Kyle O'Reilly, shit like that. But overall, it was kind of a weak Wednesday, I think, this week. And then Raw and SmackDown go-home shows for TLC sucked ass. So there's not going to be a whole lot to talk about in terms of wrestling results tomorrow. So I think we'll just focus on news and TLC predictions. That's it. So other than that, we'll hang out and do some other chatting. Beetle 911, I have two. I have a Logitech Brio, and I have two Brios. And I got another Logitech. It was like a C920, which is a decent camera. That was the one I was using when I first started streaming. It came recommended, but I needed something that would do 1080p and shit. And then I bought a Brio, and then it wouldn't work, and I couldn't get it to work. Called customer support. They couldn't get it to work. We tried everything. Spent an hour on the phone with them. They decided to send me a new camera in the mail, and then when I got that one didn't work. So when I called back, finally got a guy that really knew what he was doing. Not only did he get my new camera to work, he got both cameras to work. And he congratulated me on getting a free camera because I basically did. So I made use of that second camera here, just hooked it up, plugged it in, and I got two of them. One here and one here. And a new mic as of yesterday. This came in the mail yesterday, and I really like it. So it looks like much easier to use, much more stable. It's a little smaller, more compact, and it comes highly recommended. And if I ever want to upgrade to fancy schmancy professional audio equipment that the real podcasters use, this has the outputs for that. So if I ever want to stop plugging it straight in. But I'm not professional yet. We're pretty casual on this channel. You guys can hear me, right? You can understand me? What the fuck else do I need? Not recording music over here, JJ Leg, I got banned for calling Donald Trump a cunt. And I also said I hated him, but I almost said I wasn't. Basically, I think what happened is they picked up because it was automated. Literally as soon as I sent it. So nobody flagged it. It just happened. I think it triggered a system. I said the word hate in there combined with the C word, all within the same 140 characters. Probably not the best idea. And somebody DM me. It's like, oh, just appeal it. It'll overturn it. Same thing happened to me kind of thing. But they're so backed up that they even said when I appealed it, we might not even get to your appeal until your suspension is done. So it was up this morning. Not a big deal. I don't care. Week off from Twitter. Ain't going to kill me. So I've never really been in trouble before, but somebody else told me that they got suspended once for a day. So maybe I did get hit with a day suspension once and I don't remember it or something. And that's why I got 7 days. I don't know. But I don't like say a whole lot of hateful shit on Twitter ever. I swear a lot, but everybody does. But in terms of I don't wish people death or, threaten anybody or anything like that. So never. So anyway, I didn't say anything that wasn't true. I mean, he just proves that every day with his fucking behavior. So, just when it's attached to somebody, in the public eye, and plus, the leader of the country, and he use the word hate and cunt, maybe they just want to be careful. I don't know. Didn't bother me. I'm not one of those angry, they censored me or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's there's people out there that are purposely not going to take the vaccine just because they want to flaunt their imaginary American freedom. I'm a free American. I'm not going to take the vaccine. That's like being sober but buying beer anyway when you turn 21, just because you can do it. It's fucking stupid, it doesn't make any sense to do that. So, shit like that, I don't really care, never been a problem before. And maybe calling the president the C word isn't the greatest idea. I can learn my lesson. So anyway, I won't be doing that again, but he's still a fucking idiot. That's not going to change. And he's a cunt too. Don't censor me, YouTube. Yeah, definitely. I was kind of bummed out with AEW this week. I mean, there's a couple of things I thought were okay. But, overall, they had that really great rating the week before. They came just shy under 1 million. And then it was way down. But, the show wasn't that great. And NXT, I didn't watch all of it. So I have to see, the week before last. Oh, shit. I'm sorry. I did it again. Last week when AEW scored that great rating, I liked NXT better. Even though AEW slaughtered them ratings-wise, I thought NXT was a better show. But this week, I think it was still NXT, but just by not as much. The Karrion Kross stuff helped. I liked that O'Reilly won again, and it looks like they're setting up him and Balor, and all that's great and everything. And they continued the Xia Li stuff, and Boa stuff, which is just confusing, you know what the fuck. So some of that I thought was good and just constructed better and probably a better show. But neither show was wonderful this Wednesday. And then Raw drew its shitty, like the worst rating ever. They better get on the ball, man. I mean, the worst rating ever. I mean, ratings are fucked now. I mean, everything's different. A lot of people like to say, a lot of people like to criticize AEW by saying, back in the day, TNA got 10 times more the rating. We just have to look at everything like percentage wise. Like ratings are just down across the board. They're down in WWE. They're down all across wrestling. I think AEW is doing a little bit better of a job competing with WWE, even though TNA got much better ratings. Based on how bad the ratings are across the board now, I think AEW is doing pretty well. I mean, what did Raw draw that was so bad? It was like 1.4 or something. I don't even know what it was. 1.4, 1.5. You guys help me out. If AEW is having weeks where they're nearly 1 million, they're only 500,000 viewers behind WWE. That would be in the Attitude Era. That would be a sliver, because they were doing 8s and 7s and shit back then. So if you won the week by only 500,000 viewers 1 week, that is not a landslide at all. Not during the Attitude Era. And now when WWE is so on the ropes like that, AEW, oh yeah, the ratings suck. Yes, but in comparison to where the other wrestling ratings are, they're actually doing quite well competing with WWE. None of the numbers are like they used to be. So it's kind of not like a fair comparison or whatever. Just like basically how you have to look is how they're measuring up to WWE compared to how other companies measured up to WWE. And they're coming within half, of the ratings, where WWE, they would win like 6.8 to 4.1. And 4.1 is a great rating and everything, but for that time, that was a pretty big gap where it's not, it's not quite that big. Especially with the NXT war, but with Raw, it'd be a totally different thing. But we'll see. I think what WWE needs to do and worry about is like when the networks start leaning on them a little bit. Like, look, we're not going to fucking pay you $100 billion to just spoon feed us shit every week. What are we paying for? We can get anybody to do that. So we can run reruns of fucking supermarket sweep if we want these type of ratings. So WWE is going to have no choice but to not be stupid going forward. A lot of people blame Bruce. Like, does Bruce Pritchard never got the job back? Would shit be any different? No, it would suck just as bad because the X factor in all this is Vince. Heyman never got a chance. Bischoff never got a chance. Once they see people trying to do their own thing, they end it. Because at the end of the day, it's Vince's show. So I see all the people, fire Bruce Pritchard. Okay, fire him. You're going to get the same bullshit you're going to get next week that you got this week. Bruce Pritchard means nothing. He's just somebody that knows Vince, works side by side him, knows how he works. Vince isn't going to work with anybody that's going to challenge him. It's not going to happen. So it's not Bruce. It's the company. Tar, appreciate the $2 after 12:30. Heading to bed. Good night, all. Take care, man. 12:30. That's all. Huh? It's only 9:30 here. I stay up so late. I'll be up till 4 o'clock in the morning tonight, and I'm on West Coast time, so I'll be going to bed when the East Coasters are waking up at 7 a.m. That's when I go to bed. Man, don't take the vaccine if you don't want to. It's your fucking body. I just hope you don't infect anybody that hasn't taken it yet. I completely trust science. The vaccine, that's the thing. People who live now, they haven't lived through any vaccines. They didn't live through polio and all that shit that we've combated and had vaccines for. They live in a bubble. They live in their own little tiny universe. They don't think the world existed before or after them. And that's the type of mentality. Well, I'm a free man. I can do whatever I want, that shit. I'm like, don't be fucking stupid. Trust me, these people know more than you. These are scientists. These are doctors. And this is something that humanity is going to have to deal with time and time again. We're lucky we got the COVID virus. At some point in humanity, hopefully after we're dead, they're going to get hit with a super virus that kills you in 48 hours. And when that thing hits, we're going to see how many people are going to be assholes and not fucking wear their masks and shit. This is like, I always said, like, this is humanity's like practice virus. We went through some of the shit way back in the day before our technology was really advanced. But now that we're learning shit and we know so much and we can fucking fly to Mars if we want to and stuff. When we get hit with these pandemics and we get hit with these, these viruses and shit, it's kind of interesting to me to see how we handle it. And from a doctor and hospital staff and scientist and vaccine developer and drug company perspective, I think everybody banded together really well all over the world and came up with a vaccine that actually fucking works. So it's the people that are dumb. It's the people that are so interested in their own little trailer park universe in Oklahoma that when they go to their local Piggly Wiggly, they are not going to wear a mask because they're American, you know, and that's so fucking dumb. And that's why we're all fucking dumb in this world. Take the goddamn vaccine. Don't be stupid. It's not going to hurt you. Are you young? What age are you in? Have you been to college? Have you ever gone to a party and done drugs? There's nothing, you've not ingested anything in your life any more dangerous than this. I saw another thing. There was some video of some guy that was like 550 pounds saying, I ain't going to take this vaccine, man. I'm like, COVID's the least of your health concerns, motherfucker. How about eat a goddamn salad? So it's like people like that I think are too much. They're too selfish, too in their own world. And they're just too obsessed with making their voice heard. I'm an American and I'm free and all that stuff. It's just, goddamn, you know, it's not about that. None of this should be about nationalism or where country you're from or be political at all. The fact that Democrats wear a mask and Republicans don't is such a perfect example of why this country is so stupid. Why the hell is that it? If there's anything that we should all be on the same side on, it should be not dying. And the fact that we can't get along even in that, and something as simple as not being stupid is now partisan. It's probably like that everywhere in the world, but here it's just, isn't that dumb? Am I not the only one that thinks that's dumb? I think it's dumb. Take the fucking vaccine. Don't be an idiot. I'm going to take that vaccine and I'm going to live to be 98 years old. You watch. I'll be up here on YouTube. Hey, guys. I'm going to have a nice Metamucil on the rocks. I'll be chucking that back. Maybe some Matlock on in the background for some background noise. We'll be up here live streaming, talking about our colony on Mars or whatever's going on by the time I'm 98. But I'm going to be here and I'm going to be loaded with a COVID vaccine. I'm going to be living forever. Maybe me and Nia Jax has the same immune system. Yeah, I think what it comes down to is people have this are self-important. They are, you know, because I know how the way these people think. I lived in the trailer park rural areas in North Carolina. I've seen these hicks. I know exactly how they think and act, you know, and they're going to be so, I'm American. I don't have to do it. I don't have to be told. The fact that if they weren't told to do it, then they probably wouldn't have a problem with it. The problem is these people have this idea that, you know, they're important. They're not. You know, and so if they're told to do something, they're going to rebel against it. Where if they're that's why I think I can't believe our stupid ass gays cause hurricanes vice president who fucking thinks Jesus was born in Texas. He took his vaccine and did it on TV. Good. Thank you, Mike Pence, for doing that. I wish more of you morons would do that, because that way you can tell your fucking imbecilic fan base there to do it too. You know, and if they see you doing it, maybe that'll at least convince them to think about it. They still might not do it, but at least it'll think about it. And that's, to me, what's the most important, protecting all of us. I don't care who you're voting for, the president is, or what side of the fucking political fence you lean on. The fact that any of that is at play here is a little bit scary. It shouldn't be at play at all. Am I right, Devlin? You're in the fucking military. You know what I'm saying? Like, people should just be interested in one thing, keeping us alive and safe and healthy. And the fact that that is so like against our like mindset is just ridiculous to me. It shouldn't be political. I don't want to die shouldn't be political. And only in this country we see some, actually that's not true. You'll see in a few other places, but we're one of the only places that are this advanced, but at the same time, this fucking dumb. That's how dumb we are. So dumb we are. I am. Oh yeah, that'll be funny. I'm going to be 90. So that'll be classic AEW packs. So if I'm 98, that's going to be 54 years from now. Holy shit. By then everybody's going to be dead. Fuck, you're going to have people. Brian Pillman Jr. will probably be dead in 55 years, and I'll still be here, and I'll be opening up a cards. I'm like, oh, look at there. Abaddon. Look at that. Remember her? She used to fucking drip blood coming down to the ring. Who's this? Sammy Guevara. Yeah, Sammy Guevara probably by then will be like 70 years old, dating a 20-year-old. Sammy Guevara, yeah, he was great. He said something bad about Sasha Banks. Rest in peace. God rest her soul. Here we go. Oh, here's Orange Cassidy. Yeah, Orange Cassidy. Looks the same. Here's Britt Baker. She's now the head and the president of her bridge club in her retirement home. This will be funny, man. I should do that. Like, so when I'm 98, so that will be year, what year will that be? That'll be year 2076 or 2074. I'm going to do an unboxing, and I'm going to drink, well, whatever the big star is, whatever sort of alcohol they have out, whether it's wine, beer, could be champagne, something like that. I'll drink that and open classic AEW trading cards. So that means I have 14 years to acquire a box of these cards. That way they'll age 30 years when I open them. All right. Mark it on your calendars. I should post the link to that. We'll do it Sunday night, like in Sunday night in December. What did I say? 2074. It's going to be fun, man. I'll be here. No, just movies I just showed my girlfriend the other night. We watched both of them. They're from the 90s. You guys ever see the Grumpy Old Men movies? They're like PG. It's Walter Matthau, John Lemon, Jack Lemmon, excuse me. And they're great movies. And the first one is like set in the winter, and then they do a sequel, and it's set in the spring. And they have Burgess Meredith in there, who's played Mickey in the Rocky movies, and he plays like a 95-year-old guy in the movie, and he's fucking hilarious, and he eats bacon sandwiches, and he fucking gets laid. He's the best. He dies in the second movie, but he's hysterical. That's who I'll be. I'm gonna be Burgess Meredith in Grumpier Old Men. Yeah, mark your calendars, JJ. Well, we won't have calendars that far in the future. You can probably just make a mental note, and then your TV will just turn on that channel. But I don't even know if I can do, because I can do advanced live streams. I don't know if I can program one or schedule one to go in 2076 or 2074. We'll try. Who knows what kind of TV? Yeah, we're not even gonna have any of that shit. I swear to God, it'll get to the point where you just think about it and it happens. Like, you'll see the TV show inside your eyelids. Like, I swear, it'll happen. Some sort of shit will be programmed in your head. I'm telling you. I almost wish I was born. Well, no, I don't. I don't wish I was born now. I don't want to be a kid now. Because kids don't do anything. They don't climb trees. They don't build forts. They don't fall down, break their arms. They don't ride bikes. They don't skateboard. They don't get dirty. They don't do anything except play video games. But I would like to be a little bit younger just so I could see, like, I feel like 100 years in the future will be some crazy shit, man. I want to see it, but I'm old. AEW, they have action figures, but no cards yet, right? If they have trading cards, let me know, and I will go on Amazon and purchase some right now. Actually, they're probably expensive now. I can't buy them for $1, but and I'll save them for 2074. Y'all better be here. Don't make me schedule the stream and then, like, I'm up here when I'm 98 and there's like nobody in the chat. It's gonna piss me off. Yeah, Devlin, you'll get to see all this shit. You're lucky. See, I wouldn't want to be like between ages 1 and 10 right now, but I wouldn't mind being in my 20s, maybe. That might be all right. They say that the first person to ever live to be 150 years old has probably already been born. Could be you, Devlin. I think right now it's 122 or something like that is like the record. But they say, like, I have a 4-year-old niece, and there's a chance she may never drive. You know, like, it might not be needed by the time she gets old enough with the car technology and all that shit. Who knows? But they say, like, whoever the first person to live to make it to 150 is probably alive right now somewhere on this earth. That's crazy, man. But yeah, I think in 100 years, we're going to have, like, you can 3D print organs. We're going to get to the point where if somebody has a heart attack, take it out, print them a new heart, stick it right in. People are going to be a half human, half robot. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to make this sound like the Joe Rogan show. Like, this is for real. Like, I think the way, because humans, you don't stop evolving. Evolution doesn't reach its ending point. You know, evolution doesn't end until life ends. So people will continue, plants, animals, and humans will continue to evolve as we go. And as long as we don't wipe each other out with nuclear weapons or an asteroid kills us, we're going to get to a point where we're half machine and half human. Like, we really will get to that point. Provided something doesn't happen to stop that. That's going to happen. Hey, Daryl, have you had this stuff before? It's really good. It's going down easy. It's super easy to drink. It took me a while to get used to IPAs when I first started getting into them, because, I mean, they're super hoppy. You know, if you don't like hops, then you might not like this. But eventually, I acquired this taste, and I like it. I really enjoy good IPAs. And here in San Diego, I mean, I know every city, as long as you're in like a decently big city, everybody's going to claim to have great breweries. We have really great breweries here in San Diego that I think would measure up to anybody on the West Coast in terms of San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, places like that. Like, we got great breweries out here. Even in North Carolina, like the town I used to live in Wilmington, had great breweries. Asheville out in the mountains has amazing breweries. There's probably some great ones in New York and in the Northeast and stuff. So this to me holds up to any good, local brewed IPA. I like it a lot. I'm glad I purchased it. And I'm glad I finally supported Steve's beer because I've been wanting to try it for a while. We saw a UFO. When was the UFO? What do I think about the UFO or a UFO? I'm not skeptical whatsoever in like life existing in the universe. It absolutely has to. The numbers just are too big. They're too massive. It's to the point where the universe is so vast and big that every single outcome you can probably possibly conceive in your head, I think is happening out there somewhere. So intelligent life not only I think is out there, it's plentiful. But in order like this, I don't believe that like an alien ship crash landed in the 50s. If you have the technology to break the light barrier, travel large distances, whether it be through the wormholes or whatever, any sort of technology that it takes to travel vast distances, we can't even get to the closest star in less than 200,000 years, going as fast as we can possibly go. And you can't travel at the speed of light. If you could, we could get there in 4 years, but you can't. Nothing can travel. Nothing with mass can travel at the speed of light. Only photons can. So there's a speed limit. So in order to find the technology to travel vast distances, your technology is going to have to be so good and so great that there ain't no way you're crash landing on some fucking little planet. You're going to have technology beyond crashing. You're not going to be capable of crashing. Your technology is too powerful to get this far to crash land in fucking Arizona. So, and plus, I think if aliens are here, they could be tiny. They could be microscopic. They could have been here billions of years before humans ever got here. They could be in the ocean, But one thing I know for sure is they ain't crash landing in fucking Scottsdale and next to the Walmart and they're dragging it to Area 51. Like, no way. The amount of technology it would take to even get to another planet probably isn't going to allow you to crash. Like you have to have amazing technology. Think of what we can do now with our phones and the technology. You have to have technology hundreds of thousands of times more advanced than the technology that we already have, that we figure is pretty awesome. You'd have to be so much better than that to be able to travel those distances. And that's why I don't think like your fuel pump can fail and you're going to crash to the earth. These spacecrafts are going to be way too advanced to even crash. You know what I mean? So I don't believe that they crash landed. And I don't believe we have any alien bodies. But I do believe aliens are out there. I just don't think they've really been here. And if they have, they were here way before we were around. That's another problem with humans. They think the whole universe revolves around them. We're a blip in the radar. We're an invisible blip. If you stretch out the time span of the year into a 24-hour day, you don't even see humans. We're a nanosecond. By the time we exist, evolve, and die off, we are going to be like 2 nanoseconds long out of a 24-hour period. You can't even detect us. So there's too much universe before us. There's too much universe after us. If aliens are coming here, they're coming here before intelligent life is around or after it is, Vince is absolutely an alien. He came here from outer space. Everybody knows that. He's probably the biggest mystery because we know for a fact that he's an alien, but we have no other evidence of aliens existing. So how Vince got here is probably science's biggest mystery that hopefully one day will be solved. Chris, thanks, dude. Appreciate the $5. In 2007, at 37 years old, Chris Jericho said he didn't want to be wrestling at 47. Why do you think he can't retire yet, and when will he? Well, Jericho, I guess it was just probably circumstance with him. Like at the time, in 2007, no one would have imagined that he would go to Japan or a new wrestling company would start up. Circumstances, 10 years in the future is a lot different. Who knows? And who knows, his body stayed relatively healthy throughout his whole career. Did we ever see him injured? He never got injured, never got hurt. He was always pretty solid in the ring and he was always pretty healthy and stuff. So it enabled him to wrestle that long. Plus, if you have a wrestling company that's willing to pay you, in the neighborhood of $1 million or so to come in and work the first couple of years, of course you're going to do it. So I don't think Jericho, I don't lump in with Flair and Hogan and Undertaker, really. Those guys seem like they should have hung it up, but they didn't. They kept going beyond what they had to offer. I think Jericho had stuff to offer AEW. I think Jericho was a big part of getting them rolling. So I think it was the circumstances that kept him in the ring. But I feel it now. Don't you guys feel it? Like when you see Jericho in the ring now, he's starting to look that every day as old as that 50 years old. I mean, he's starting to look it. That's why I think something's going to happen with the Inner Circle. They'll turn on him. He'll turn babyface, maybe kind of end his career in a good way, and hopefully go into the WWE Hall of Fame one day. But 10 years from now, Jericho being in the ring at age 60, I'd have trouble envisioning that. But then again, we got Sting in AEW, and he's 61. So, but yeah, I think it's different with Jericho. He's just different circumstance, you know? You got a what? What do you got in Sanford there, Bubba? A UFO? Awesome. Thanks, How Wheezy. Appreciate the 5. Do you see this vaccine helping and making everything the way it used to be in 2021? I don't know if everything's going to get back to the way it used to be by 2021, but I definitely see it helping. A vaccine, we've been through vaccines before. This is a good thing. The fact that people are so resistant to this just to me speaks volumes of the absolute ignorance that exists out there. Like, this is a vaccine. This is good. We have the knowledge and the ability to prevent viruses. That's awesome. You know, like I said, now, if this was a type of virus that killed you in 2 days, we'd have a much bigger death toll. And by the time we got to the vaccine, it would be a lot of lives would be lost. Like a lot of lives already are lost. I don't think we'll ever get to what's the Will Smith movie where he's all by himself? I don't think it'll get to that point, but there will be a virus that comes along, I'm sure, one day in humanity's history that will be a lot more dangerous than COVID. And that's what you have to prepare for. And this is why I think this is a good step. You don't want to be hit with the big one first. You want to be hit with the little one first so we can figure it out, learn from our mistakes. These people that never went to fucking college, never did anything with their lives are criticizing the way the world is handling this. I know if I'm gonna go to Chuck E. Cheese if I want, motherfucker, you went 1 year at community college, fuck off. You know, let the adults handle this shit. People get so mad, but like as a humanity as a whole, like we are a very smart species and we can figure fucking shit out. And another thing we can do is make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And instead, people just turn everything so political and they don't realize that in the face of a pandemic, not every decision made is going to be the right one. So when the next pandemic comes along, you can say, remember last time when we did this and it backfired? Let's not do that again. This is the type of shit that I almost think in a weird way is good. Not good. We lost a lot of lives here, millions and millions. But COVID is kind of like a flu type of, illness where it makes you feel like shit. It kills a small percentage of people and it's bad, but it's not like when you catch it, you're dead by dinner. And at some point that virus will come along and we need to be ready for it. This is practice. This is practice. And we need to not only learn from what we did right, but learn from what we did wrong. But I think citizens are just so eager to complain. They're like wrestling fans. They just want to bitch about everything, and if you're a conservative and you got a Democratic governor and you can't go to fucking Waffle House, you're pissed. You think it's all the governor's fault. Nothing to do with that, man. We're just trying to do the right thing here. I was out of work for 3 weeks. I'm not working right now. I am currently unemployed and I got nothing against Gavin, the governor here in California. Nothing. What do you do in the face of pandemic? Do what you think is best, so you'll decide later if that turned out to be the right decision or not, but you got to do what you think is best and do your best to help these hospitals and help everything. And I'm not selfish enough to fucking blow my stack because I can't get a bloomin' onion at Outback. I'll live, and it's just, it's that type of mentality that I think is just so ridiculous in this world. It should have nothing to do. I know we're a political nation and we got a lot of political stuff. We just had the worst, most horrible human being ever ran this country for 4 years. Luckily, we got him the fuck out of here. So we're already kind of mixed up in this political battle as it is. So when this thing comes along, it's only natural that it kind of goes into that, but it shouldn't be. This should bring us together. This should all bring us together. Hey, let's all work together to not die. Think we can agree on that? It's America. Of course we can't. Of course we can't agree on that. Because it makes too much sense. If it makes sense, we're not going to agree with it. Zane, send it to my email, goodmicwork@gmail.com. Unless you're on Twitter, DM me. Otherwise, just send me your address. I got to make a trip to the post office before the end of the year, so I'll get it in there. Keebs, am I a doctor? Fuck no. I'm telling you guys to listen to doctors. Don't listen to me. Listen to a doctor. Do I like it when a wrestler has more than one belt at a time? Sometimes. Depends. Sometimes it's dumb. Like I'm worried. What do you guys think is going to happen on Sunday? Do you think Charlotte's going to come back? Like, Alana's out. So Asuka needs a new partner. Rumor is that it could be Charlotte. What a weird way for her to come back. But maybe the Rumble would be too obvious, so bring her back now. But then you got Asuka and Charlotte as your tag champs, and that just sets up fucking WrestleMania. So even if they did that, I don't know how great it would be. But if it was a situation like that, I'm not really that into it. I don't think Asuka needs a second belt. But if it's something like what Kenny Omega is doing, or if it's like the two-man power trip back in the day, that was great with Austin and Triple H with all the belts. Situations like that, I can like it. It just depends. I guess it all just depends. To me, there's not a right answer. Depends on the situation. Yeah, if I like the wrestler with two belts, I'm like, fuck yeah, that looks awesome. You know, if it's like pointless, I'm like, I don't know. Like back in the 90s, I thought it was pointless all the time. They would do that shit a lot. I know that, remember the WrestleMania main event in 2007, 23, they were tag champs, right? Why the fuck were Austin and Michaels tag champs? That's stupid. Why do they need to be tag champs? Same thing with Austin and Michaels. I'm sorry, Cena and Michaels. Austin and Michaels back in 97 were in the middle of a feud, and they became tag champs. Austin and Taker, I think, were in the middle of a feud, and they became tag champs, making Steve a double champion. That's the type of shit I think is stupid and not necessary. But I like the Ultimo Dragon stuff back in the day. I like the Kenny Omega stuff so far. I hope he adds to his trophy case, you know? We'll see. Oh man, good job, Devlin. You paid it off already? Damn. And thanks for the 5. Yeah, so I booked the Jericho cruise. I paid the deposit, but then we decided we probably weren't going to go because I've got to go to North Carolina this summer. WrestleMania was supposed to be here in LA. Then I go to Hawaii. There was too many trips. So what I decided is I would probably cancel the cruise, but I haven't canceled it yet. I also haven't started paying on it yet, but I put the deposit down and I'm kind of waiting to see what happens. I need to go on there and make sure I'm still booked. I'm sure I am because they haven't refunded me. And they said you can get a refund anytime, but I put down, I can't remember if it was 200 or 300, whatever I put down, but that's already down and I was booked. And then I was supposed to make arrangements to start paying for it. But then when we were thinking we wouldn't do it, I wasn't sure. So Jericho Cruise is still up in the air. It seems like it's a done deal for WrestleMania to be in Tampa, not here in LA. So WrestleMania won't be a problem for me, but I still will be going out to Hawaii in April. And then provided COVID allows it, I'm going back east to see my friends this summer. So it might be one too many trips for us, you know, for us both to be off and things like that. So I'm not 100% sure. If we can pull off October, we're going. I know Elizabeth's into it. And if I can make it happen, I definitely will. So it's kind of like in limbo right now, Devlin, but I have not canceled it. I still got the reservation made. And I think there's still time, probably at least till the beginning of the year, to decide what you want to do. But I should go on there and look. Remember that one time, though, you DM'd me and said that there was something wrong with the website? I had that problem. I couldn't get beyond like a certain page and like see the status of my, like weeks before I went and put the deposit in, and that's all done. But I couldn't really see anymore. And it looked like it was all sold out for the most part because it's probably a lot less capacity. And that's another thing that I want to keep my eye on. If because of COVID, if the vaccine isn't fully distributed by next October and they don't reschedule the cruise and it's a limited cruise, that might be more fun, would it not, Devlin? Like if we went on the cruise, because you imagine being on the same cruise we were last year, but with half the people? I don't know if it would be worth the wrestlers to do it if they could only have half the amount of people, but if that's all they could schedule, we're already booked. So we could be in there instead of 2,000 people, you got 1,000. And that would make just meeting wrestlers and interaction and stuff like that a hell of a lot easier. And probably some of your seats at the wrestling shows would be a lot better too. So I'd be down with that. Yeah, we had fun. I know, Devlin. We're coming. Trust me. If we can come, we'll be there. That was fun last year. Oh, Bubbanator, I give North Carolina a hard time, but if there's one thing I love, it's a good Southern biscuit. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Yeah, I'll do a room tour. I told you guys about the video that I did for my 10-year anniversary. That was in my old apartment where I showed you guys a lot of my stuff, but I have a much bigger space now to work with. There's a little screen down here. There's the TV up on the corner. There's the couch. There's a heater. There's a fan, and there's all my shit there. And then you're coming around to my face. See me? So that's kind of how it looks in here. And that door right there, that brown door, that's the bathroom. Big giant bathroom, big walk-in closet, and there we go. Put that right back there, and a shower and all that good stuff. So anyway, there's your room tour. But I could do like in a more elaborate video in here. That would be cool. I'd totally do it. Beetle 911. I love this question. Oh wait, hold on, Beetle. I gotta answer AJ. AJ, did you get my message on Patreon, my man, about that? We're going to do a review for you at the beginning of the year on the SmackDown episode where I think it was the Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle Iron Man match. And my friend Daniel was at that show because I believe it was in Raleigh. I was not there. He's probably got a story or two or something interesting that he can share with that. So that's the plan. But thank you for the $5. Which was a better build, the Mega Powers build to WrestleMania or Highway to Hell build to SummerSlam? That's tough. That's a tough one, actually. Different times. The Mega Powers build to WrestleMania, it's got to be that because it was so long. They planted the seed for that immediately. As a matter of fact, even in the WrestleMania 4 match, when Savage won the belt with Hogan's help, even Hogan, just the idea, like it was supposed to be Robin Leach giving the belt and presenting it. The fact that Hogan went out there, grabbed the belt, ripped it out, and presented it to Savage and made himself the center of everything. It was subtle, but it was there. It didn't really kick off hard until SummerSlam when the Mega Powers beat Andre and DiBiase. And Savage was giving Hogan some funny looks for hugging Elizabeth. And then he did the same thing at Survivor Series and a drug on. So they did little subtle things on TV to make basically from WrestleMania 4, even at my age, I think I could smell it. I could tell at the end. I was like, I didn't think it would be until WrestleMania 5, but you could tell that once Savage won the belt, it's going to be Hogan and Savage at some point. Savage is going to go heel. You could kind of feel that, but the fact that it took a whole year, that I'm not sure if I really saw coming, but there was a whole year and it was brilliantly done and brilliantly accomplished and culminated, just a month before WrestleMania on live TV on NBC when the Mega Powers finally broke up and Savage attacked him in the doctor's training room or whatever, and it led to WrestleMania. So that was probably the better built. The Highway to Hell, I think, was better built in terms of like production. They did the big music video. They tied in the AC/DC. What they were doing on TV between Taker and Austin wasn't any more compelling than what they were doing with Savage and Austin, or Savage and Hogan. If anything, it was more predictable, just the way they were forcing them to team up and win the tag titles. And, they had Kane involved. All that was really interesting. But, and Kane even won the title, King of the Ring. So since it was only a summer-long feud and Mega Powers went a year, I'm buying Mega Powers, selling Highway to Hell. But Highway to Hell was great. But where was that question from Beetle? So what is your opinion on moving to Los Angeles? I'm a Texan and considering it for the hot babes, weather, and marketing hub. What's interesting about you being from Texas is I'm seeing it going the other way. There's a lot of people now living in LA that are all making the move to Texas. That's why I think within like 10 years, there is a significant chance Texas could vote blue because Texas has got so many cities, and that's where the most affluent, and kind of most cultured and most diverse people all live is in the cities. They got San Antonio, they got Austin, they got Dallas, they got Houston. They've got so many like big cities there and coastal regions. And usually in the city, it's the cities where you see the blue. It's the farms where you see the red. That's just the way it is in the country. It's not political. It's just the truth. So I think in Texas, it's such a big state, just like California is. You could probably make the case to break up Texas into a bunch of different states too. The fact that it's so big with so many big cities, especially a city like Houston, that's just enormous. And there's many of those. A lot of people are flocking to Texas because the weather is not horrible. It doesn't have beaches like here in LA unless you go to the coast, but the climate is pretty decent. It's big. I think there's no income tax there. There's a lot of reasons financially to move there if you live here, because I know how expensive it is to live here, and I would love to buy a fucking house in El Paso, Texas. It's probably a hell of a lot cheaper than here in San Diego, California. So people are actually going the opposite way, but if you have the means and you can find a good job, because it's more expensive to live here, but your job pays more. I do the same job here that I did in North Carolina, but it pays more here, which makes up the difference for the cost of living. So it really comes out the same. I live the same quality of life here that I did in North Carolina. So financially for me, it worked out where it was fine either way. But if you can afford to live here, then LA might be a little weird because that's a crazy place. And if you're living in the city, I wouldn't recommend that. I'd go maybe Anaheim. I definitely live near the beach, but just a nice place with a perfect climate near the ocean. That's what San Diego is. San Diego is 10 times better than LA. And I swear to God, do I look like I'm 44 years old? I mean, I know I got no hair, but this place shaves years off how you look. Doesn't shave years off off your life. It adds years to your life. I feel 10 times younger than I am just living here. I live in sunshine every day. And I lived at the beach in North Carolina, but I also used to live in the Midwest. I know people who live in Chicago. My dad lived in Chicago. It's gray and gloomy and depressing 8 months out of the year. You know, they have hot summers and shit, and you can water ski on the lakes and stuff, but in the winter months, it's depressing. It makes you depressed. It's just, that's why I don't live in like Boston or New England. I can't live in those places, you know, like you give me sunshine and you give me water. That's all I need in terms of like quality of life, mental stability, you know, happiness, that sort of thing. That's to me what drives me. So it all depends on what you like and what you're looking for. Moving here for the babes, I don't know. Yes, there's a lot of babes in California, but in LA could be a stressful life. In LA, you could struggle in LA, but LA has some awesome parts too. But LA's LA, you know, I don't know. I would not move to LA, but moving to Southern California, absolutely. You know, provided that you don't have to stress about having a job and paying for where you live, as long as that's not a weighing factor on your mind, you will live a very good quality of life here, especially in terms of the people you meet and how laid back everywhere. You know, yeah, California is full of its assholes, but I don't have to worry like you do in Oklahoma about going to Costco and have some fucking nut making a scene about wearing a mask. People don't do that here. You know, people are happy here. People are laid back here, and they're not so combative and angry and, you know, like these patriots are so mad all the time. You ever notice that? You know, here it's just like we're chill. You know, and that's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted out of life is a chill, stress-free environment. California gives me that. And the beaches of North Carolina gave me that to a degree as well, but not like here. You know, just things are just very pleasant, very awesome. No matter where you drive in this town, you're like, wow, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that scenery, look at that, you know? And to me, that extends years to your life. And that's what it does here. So I highly recommend moving to California, but California ain't perfect. This is not a perfect place to live. Climate-wise, scenery-wise, vibe-wise, it is the perfect place to live, but you're going to pay a shit ton of taxes. I owe California a lot of money in taxes that I'm paying on yearly. You're going to pay a shit ton in cost of living, and you got to be prepared to, I don't know where you live in Texas. If you live in the city, it might not be too bad, but if you're out in the middle of rural Texas, you're looking at 4 times more the cost of living. You know, this house that I live in here would sell for over $1 million easily. This very same house set on a piece of dirt in North Carolina would probably sell for about $300,000. That's the difference. You know, it's a huge difference. So it just depends. It depends on what you consider important. To me, climate, living a stress-free environment, having a good laid-back vibe around me. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want a job that I hate, and I don't want to live in a depressing fucking climate. I don't want snow. I don't want clouds. I don't want rain. And I'm literally in the only city in the country that doesn't give you any of that. Never rains here. If it does rain, it rains like 6 times a year, and it sure as shit doesn't snow unless you go out east a little bit in the mountains and stuff. So just depends. To each his own, you know, whatever floats your boat, I recommend doing. But yeah, I'm with Hawaii. I'm with Devlin, like moving to Hawaii every time I'm there, or when I'm not now, but used to when I would travel there all the time with my family. In my line of work, there's nothing stopping me from moving to Hawaii. I could easily just go find a job there that pays me the same thing. I'm in the restaurant business. I can go anywhere, but I do think cabin fever or island fever would set in. I'd feel a little bit, it's almost too nice. You know, San Diego's awesome. This is as much paradise as I need. Because if I move to Hawaii, there's nowhere to vacation to, you know, like I'm already at the second best place in the country, Hawaii being the first best place. So if I move to the first best place, where do I go to vacation that's better? Nowhere, you know? So that's kind of the way I look at Hawaii. And plus I think I'd get, you know, a little bit stuck there. I don't surf much, you know, or I don't surf. Maybe when I was younger, you know, I'd be more into it. I'm not even much of a hiker these days and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think I'd get bored almost in Hawaii. I'd miss my friends. I'd miss some family, and they're not quite as accessible because, you know, you're all the way across the Pacific Ocean. You know, we're here. I can take a plane anywhere in the U.S. So as much as I love Hawaii, and maybe when I got old, if I'm 65 years old or something, fuck it, and I can afford it, then hell yeah, but not right now. AJ, where do you live again? In Kakalaki? Are you in inland, or are you near the coast? I think you've probably told me that before. I just can't remember. Yeah, Devlin and Barry. I got 2 monkey wrenches who live in Hawaii. I think Wheezy's from Jersey. And I work our pastry chef at work. She spent I don't know 4 years in Hawaii or something like that. And I've talked to her about it. She kind of said the same thing I was mentioning. Yeah, it's awesome, but I had a lot of friends here. I left my boyfriend behind, that kind of thing. That's kind of hard. And plus her parents and her sisters and friends and family, everybody she went to school with, they're all here. So it's probably hard. Marcus, thanks for the $2. Sharpshooter, man. Sharpshooter all the way. Oh, AJ, you're in Durham. Okay. Well, at least you're not in a bad place. The Triangle area is not horrible. Yeah, it's not near the beach, but the beach is accessible. You got Raleigh, Cary, Durham, all those areas around there. You're living in a decent place. It's the parts of North Carolina that I don't like are just the parts that are way out in the middle of nowhere. It's 3 houses, a train track, and a fucking Popeye's chicken. And that's the only thing that's in the town. It's like those type of places that I think you can fall into a rut. At least in Durham, you've got sports teams, you got concerts, you got things. You're not in a horrible spot. And you're in a spot that's good cost of living, that has, I think, plenty to do and has a decent climate. But I lived in Wilmington. I was at the beach and I got sick of that. So if I got sick of Wilmington, I can easily see why you'd be sick of Durham. Come to the West Coast, man. Save your money. Bring it. Yeah, Devlin, you're all over the place. You might go back to Europe. My God, you've traveled more at 23 than I have at 43, so that's pretty impressive. I've looked at cost of living in Hawaii and everything, and it's doable. That's the thing, it's doable. Especially living in San Diego where it's so expensive. For someone like me, I could make the transition. I just thought, or years ago, I wouldn't do it now, but years ago, I could have if I wanted to. But even then, it was like, nah, I'm too far away, just way too far away from people. Yeah, Texas is probably ridiculously hot. Texas is ridiculously big, hot, and flat. It's just as far as the eye can see, just fucking roads and just nothing. But Texas has also got some cool spots. As a kid, we almost moved to Fort Worth. Lived in Detroit. My dad was looking to get out of. He was pharmaceutical. He's actually he makes med. He was one of the people that made Sudafed, the cold medicine Sudafed. And he was working in Detroit and then he was being hunted down by some headhunters to bring him to different pharmaceutical companies across the country. And he had a big interview in Dallas, Fort Worth. He came back. I was just a kid. I was like 9. He came home. We had a big family dinner. He's like, kids, I think we're moving to Dallas, Fort Worth. They've officially offered me a job and I'm going to go down there and check everything out, maybe look at some houses. And probably in the next 2 months, we're making the move. We all thought we were moving to Dallas. And then he came back. It kind of fell through. He got a better offer instead down in North Carolina. Moved to North Carolina instead. It was that simple. So, yeah, Barry, I'd have you, but I'd have to be on Kauai. And as a matter of fact, if I moved there, I probably definitely would do Kauai. But I'd have to be older. I'd have to be 20 years older than I am now because Kauai is pretty quiet and that sort of thing. And I'd want to be in a quiet part of my life. When I'm 60, maybe we'll do it. We'll talk. Yeah, the Space Force. My God, what a fucking idiot. Yeah, the Guardians. Oh, my God. I just think it'd be cool. Like, we're 1,000 years away from it, but I'd say in like 1,200 years, by the time your great grandchildren have kids, we could begin the process of like terraforming Mars and like starting to thicken up the atmosphere and putting plants in the soil and and things like that, having a breathable atmosphere, adjusting the gravity, things like that. That's what I'm interested in. Yeah, I like heat. Florida and Vegas heat is a little ridiculous, and so is Texas. Humidity sucks. I lived in North Carolina, but I'd rather be hot than cold. I just don't like cold environments. I don't even want to wear a jacket ever. That's why I moved here. And before I came here, I thought about Florida. Like I said, I sent a couple of resumes down to Boca Raton. Thought I'd live in a nice, like really ritzy beach area, kind of like I do here in San Diego, where I could work and just, take care of really rich people in the in restaurant business. And I had my eye on Boca Raton. I think the McMahons, Vince owns a house there. And the Fort Lauderdale area, all that stuff really interested me. And if I went to Florida, that's where I would have gone. But the heat's crazy. Plus, I also, no matter what the temperature is, I hate rain. So I don't want any rain, and it rains a lot in Florida. I think it was on Dynamite. Was it last week? Somebody on Dynamite, somebody said like it never rains in Florida or something. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, it does. Beetle 911, hell yeah, I'm ready for the return of Chosen. They have another scene they released. It's Daniel and Kumiko. They have like a whole conversation, and he's like, Mr. Miyagi was my mentor. I'm the same age Mr. Miyagi was when he met me, and I just wish he was here to guide me. And she's like, I think I can help with that. So I don't know if she then takes him to see Chosen or what, but I like in the clip in the preview, he says when he goes, Miyagi would never keep any secrets of me, and Chosen goes, let us find out. It's the same line. He said, let us find out in part 2 when Daniel had to break the ice. And he's like making fun of the guy. He's like, that guy's doing it all wrong or whatever. And the guy's like, you think you could do better? And Chosen shows up. He's like, let us find out. I love like little tie-ins like that to the movie. It's fucking great. Fucking great. Well, I certainly appreciate the 70-ish of you that hung out in here all night. Pretty much the audience stayed the same. So those of you that hung out with me tonight, I appreciate that. I was able to get through 2 full beers. This one's almost gone. So 2 big IPAs is about the best I can do. I need to eat something now. Maryland. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Maryland or Virginia. I've been through there. I've been up in Virginia a lot for WWE shows and driving through there when I've driven up north. I've been on the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel a bunch of times. That thing's pretty cool. I've been to Virginia Beach. I've been to Baltimore, been all those places up there. But again, too far north. Even though it's not super cold like New York or Chicago or Michigan or Minnesota, it's too far north for me. I felt North Carolina was about as far north as I was willing to go. Any further than that, I would stop. So I want to be south. I want to be heat, warmth, water, and that's it. And good climate. That's it. Give me that. I'm happy. Yeah, humidity is the thing. That's another great thing about San Diego. There's no humidity here. There's no fucking mosquitoes here. Some people have been born and raised here all their life. They think the bugs are bad because, it's just natural for them to think that. But somebody who lived in the South, people had to screen in their porches, and you just can't go outside on a hot summer night without just getting bitten up. You look like you got chicken pox all over you. Just the mosquitoes just eat you to death within seconds. You don't get that here. Not only there's not humidity, there's not bugs. There's some bugs, but not like as bad as in the South. You can breathe the air. It's just better. It's just a better climate. There's some times of the year that I'm not happy about here because like in May here in San Diego, even June can sometimes be a little crisp or a little gloomy just in those couple of months, where on the East Coast and the South, it feels like summer's starting to kick in. We're here, you can still have a cloudy day, chilly day, like in the 60s, where, back home in North Carolina, probably be in the 80s. So a couple months a year, it's not exactly the way I want it, but overall, you can't get you can't get a better climate than this. It's the best. San Diego has the best weather in the country, bar none. That's not even I would have said that before I lived here. That's the reason I moved here. I already knew that. So I'm not saying that out of any sort of loyalty to my city, just the way it is. Yeah, Georgia's hot too, man. I've been down to Atlanta a bunch of times. I love Savannah. That's a cool place. AJ, mosquitoes have disappeared from North Carolina for real? Maybe I'll move back there. I can totally see myself getting older and find a little house near the beach in North Carolina and retiring there just for, financial reasons. It'd be so much cheaper. And if the mosquitoes are gone, you just gave me another reason. I'm not moving to Durham, but I'll only be 2 hours away from there. I'll probably be down near the Wilmington area one day in my life, AJ, so you can drive on down. Big J, South Carolina I like, but I'll never forget driving down there with my friends in the 90s. And we rolled in. We pulled up. We were having a great day. We're down at, oh man, what's the name of the fucking city? It's like 20 minutes south of Charleston. I can't remember it now. Tiny little town. And there was a beach there, and we were hanging out. And we just strolled up to the convenience store one day, walked right in the front door, boop, 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 went right to the beer counter or the beer cooler, opened it up, boom, padlock on it. Sunday. Can't buy beer in South Carolina on a Sunday. I was like, I will never be back to this goddamn place ever. So that did it. That did it for me. That was like, I forgot what year, maybe like 99 or something we drove down there. I'm like, what the shit is this? Goodbye. That's why I moved west. You would never hear anything ridiculous like that here because it's not the Bible Belt, People don't believe in that Harry Potter bullshit out here. So it just, you don't see it. Now you have liquor in the drugstores, a CVS. Go in there and pick up your ibuprofen and a bottle of Jack. No problem. Where the East Coast, it's like you got to go to an ABC store. So stupid. Man, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, all that's hot and desolate and nice and everything. And Arizona's super nice. My girlfriend's favorite state is Utah. She loves Utah. Because the scenery there is just ridiculous. People were licking the ice cream in the stores. That's gross. There's a lot of things you can't do anymore with COVID. And just licking ice cream seems the way. I know there's in Seattle. You know, in Seattle, the city. Have you ever seen like where they throw the fish at each other? There's a big corridor near there. When you walk past that, where both sides, it's just this long hallway, and on both sides of it, and the whole hallway is just filled and covered with people's gum, used gum. You just take your gum out and stick it, and the entire wall is just used gum. Years and years and years of just used chewing gum stuck on the wall. Probably the least sanitary place you can go during COVID is in Seattle. Oh, you might have told me that, Devlin. Yeah, Oklahoma is not a place I would live. What's there to do there? You know, like Jim Ross is from there. He loves it. College sports is huge. I'm sure there's a couple of things to do, but who says, oh, I got a couple of weeks off. I need a couple of weeks in fucking, what's a city in Oklahoma? What's the capital? I can't think of the capital of Oklahoma. I should know this. Not Boise. That's Idaho. Anyway, whatever the shitty cities are called in Oklahoma, there's nothing to do there. You know, it's probably no wonder. And North Carolina was the same way. Like there's some cool places there, but there was so much just nothingness. That's why everybody's like addicted to like drugs and shit there. That's why they have such a opioid problem in those type of places, because there's nothing to do except sit on the fucking porch and drink beer and scratch your ass. There's just nothing to do. Nothing to see, nowhere to go, nothing to look at, no interesting people to talk to. It just sucks. So sorry, Devlin's girlfriend. Don't mean to shit on Oklahoma. It's just one of those places. Oh, Tulsa. Thank you. Duh. Or Oklahoma City. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Tulsa was what I was trying to think of. I was getting it confused with Biloxi, Mississippi. Damien, what's up? You got a wrestling collection too. That's good. A lot of us do. Make a video. Show it to us. One day I'll show some more shit on here. Right now, all I got is these WCW trading cards. Oh, what, the belt? Oh, that's just the toy. My real ones are over there. That's the WCW television title, the Intercontinental title, and in the middle is the Winged Eagle. But I wanted the AEW just like I thought the belt looked cool, so I ordered it online. $24.99. It's just plastic. It's a plastic piece of shit, and they sit next to Bret Hart in an AEW hat. I just thought it looked good. I also have a toy tag team title because I never bought the replica tag, but that's in my closet. But maybe I'll have that out one day. But no, that's a toy belt. I don't know if I'll ever buy. That's the thing. It's hard for me to buy a replica belt. The one I actually bought this in recent times, probably 2 years ago now. I bought the Intercontinental title. Might have been less than 2 years. But I bought the IC belt because that was the only other belt that I really wanted to own. There's not another belt I could really justify myself paying that much for. I just wanted the IC belt because it's such a part of my childhood, and the Winged Eagle, of course, is my favorite belt. But I have no use for the real AEW one. The toy looks good, sitting behind me. Oh my God, Life of Brandon! I'm gonna do you a favor. Hang tight, man. I'm going to post a link right now. I did do that. I went through all of those DVDs and VHS tapes. Right there. I'm going to post the link right here. You'll see everything I got. I did this video last April, and here it comes right here. Well, actually, since you're going to see this 20 seconds later, I better just put for Brandon so you see it now, and you know it's coming. I did a review of all of my collectibles and shit when I was living at my old place. I'll probably do an updated version of that soon. But if you want to see what I had, there's the link right there. Boom. For Brandon. Check it out. Thanks for the $2, Barry. You got any WWE magazines past Attitude Era? Not past. Tons of them before Attitude Era. You've seen. That's another thing I've got. I've got my magazine video somewhere on my channel there. But all of my WWF magazines were prior. I guess I have some during the Attitude Era. I have a Jericho one and a Foley one, and so I do have some Attitude Era ones, but nothing after that, because I never cared after that. to have any of that stuff. Take care, Bubinator. I'll see y'all later. Yeah, for you East Coasters, it's 1:30 in the morning, so I'm probably going to get out of here now. No, I don't have any TNA championships, Crusher. Sorry. Never had any of those. It's the South, man. They're just, it's a Bible thing. It's a Bible Belt thing. Like a Sunday is sacred or something, and you can't drink a Coors Light because Jesus will be mad. I don't know. Talk to them. They're the dumb ones, not me. So why they make these laws, I have no idea. I don't think it exists now. It existed. I'm certainly in 2020. If that law still exists, I'll shit my pants. I'm certain it's gone now, but it existed in the 90s. It was still very much a thing. What's going on January 20th? Chris Morin? Is that the Royal Rumble or something? What day of the week is it? I don't even know where my phone is. It's probably buried under WCW cards. I have no idea where my phone is. It's gone. Maybe that's it. No, I have no phone. So anyway, I was going to see if it was a Sunday or something. I don't know. Favorite gimmick match that's not the Royal Rumble or Hell in a Cell? Probably War Games. Probably War Games. Unless something like a ladder match counts. Not a TLC match, but just a straight up ladder match. I like ladder matches. I thought the concept was awesome. It's been done to death now, but I like it. But other than that, probably War Games, just because it's stretched several promotions and it's awesome. What? Mark, do you live in South Korea? You still can't? How is that possible? How is that possible in 2021? Where we have phones that recognize our face and we still think there's a talking snake? Oh my God, this fucking world. Yeah, interesting. Well, that sucks. You have to buy everything. I know in North Carolina we had the ABC store. You couldn't buy liquor anywhere. I'm spoiled here. I've been in the West Coast for 10 years. You can just buy liquor just right at your local grocery store, right at the local drugstore. Liquor's everywhere. Where in North Carolina, you could get the beer and the wine in the grocery store, but then the alcohol, like the hard liquor, you'd have to go to the ABC store. And then in South Carolina, you just couldn't buy any alcohol, period, on Sundays, which I just always found hysterical. Why? What the fuck does it matter? Good for you. You're on vacation. You're staying up. That makes me happy. Well, I'm probably going to be getting out of here because I got to cook myself some dinner and I have to clean up all these cards. Look at these cards. What am I going to do with this shit, y'all? It's such a mess in here. Will y'all help me? You can stick around and help me clean up. Somebody go get a fucking broom. We got a mess in here. I'm kidding. Anyway, I think I'm going to get out of here now, though, since we've been streaming for a solid hour and a half, and I want to thank everybody, too. I swear to God, it's been like most of you who've stuck with me the whole time. We've been going 2.5 hours now, so that's pretty cool. We got through the entire box of WCW cards, which was great. Mission accomplished. I drank at least 2 of these tall boy IPAs, and I've got my last sip here in this one. And I had a great time. So tomorrow for the Winged Eagle, I think I'm coming up like an hour late. I'll be up here at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. on the East Coast. So that's what time we'll do the Winged Eagle podcast tomorrow. And like I said, it's not going to be much. We'll just touch on AEW, NXT, probably none of SmackDown from tonight. And then we'll just predict TLC and talk about wrestling news. And that's it. I'll get out of here and then I'll be up here Sunday night for a full review. So this was fun. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. Thanks again. And I will catch you tomorrow night for the TLC predictions. Y'all be good. Have a good night. Peace.